Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome once again to SRW TV. Tonight it's round 4 of our touring car racing series. Our coming home series, all Aussie tracks. It's Cowie, your average sim racer here, together with Connor Pixie Nixon on comms and Chef Toddy behind the scenes, giving us all these great cameras and pictures for tonight's action. Well, it's the club layout tonight, Connor.
Yeah,
Is that going to be crazy in these things or what?
Mate, honestly, it's a bit of a rough one. We've seen already the Radicals here, and Radicals, which is insane, and same with the F3s, and but these things have a bit more, not as much oomph, bit bigger, bit more suspension travel. So yeah, it should be good. And thanks to all the guys that sponsor us, DSL Championship for the TCR, and Warren Brown Tools for a round sponsor.
Awesome, yes. Well, I mean, completely alien to me, you didn't mention that they did it here for the Radicals. I think that must have been the week I missed, if that's the case. Because, no, we're here this week, I think, in the Radicals. So maybe I've got this layout to look forward to myself coming up.
Yeah.
Well, it is a 45-minute race tonight, so it'll be 15 minutes quali very soon. And the drivers will be able to, go right to the end of time to try and get that lap to count. But it's going to be an awesome night of racing, buddy. And, been looking forward to this. F3's at Phillip Island following the TCRs here, mate. So she's going to be a gunbuster night.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've already seen Phillip Island is just such a, big track, but it's fast. It's, big corners, and especially with those F3s, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, well, it's a standard 45-minute race for the TCRs here tonight. I know the guys are saying to me a bit earlier that off-tracks are a big issue around here. This layout is a little unfamiliar to a few of the guys, and they're saying the off-tracks. I think a couple of them are already saying that they might end up doing a drive-through for incident points. Reckon they may not have enough, so we'll keep an eye on that. It might make things a bit more interesting as we get to the end of this race. But then straight after that, we're into the F3s at Phillip Island, and it is a sprint round format for the F3s tonight. So it's 3 races again tonight on our Wednesday night doubleheader here at SRW TV.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, going back to the Phillip Island, we should probably be talking about Winton and the facts and stuff, but Winton and Phillip Island, and just as a combo, I think it's probably the best bit. Winton's this small little bowl almost, and you've got Phillip Island, which is your big open wheeler power track. So yeah, it should be good.
Motorcycle track. So, but yeah, look,
saw them a couple of weeks ago. Saw the MotoGP at Phillip Island only a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it should be pretty fresh.
Yeah, well, I think was it Jack Miller got taken out, so was that one of the Marquez that took him out? I think so. They would have made it really interesting. And they said Jake Edwards just showing us the cross-country track lines there as he slides off into the
it's never
the
bad
wall there.
It's never bad to have a cross-country a little bit, make it interesting.
Now, I'm interested to see, okay, so I want to stay on board here and have a look at this layout, see how much it changes, because already I've noticed a big change there. Right, so they've still got the big slow section at the back here where you come around the tree by the looks of it.
Yeah, look at.
All right, well, let's start with one car so we can actually work it out. All right, so okay, so it looks like the start of the lap is very similar.
It's very similar. Look at this. So go over the curbs, use all the curb here, use all of it on the outside. Bit of dirt, bit of rattle guns using a bit of dirt. Now he's going to use a bit of curb up the inside. Absolute blinder there. Over the curbs, third gear on the rev limiter, down to second gear. Now you got to turn it in. This is where you probably use your most turning and most of the steering ratio.
So we do go around past the tree.
Yep. Go down to go down to first again. Yep, there it is. It's going to use quite a bit of steering lock there. Go up all the gears. Now, this is where I'm not used to it. Normally you'd start on the right-hand side.
Yeah, you'd be going left there and going right up the end. Okay, so that's the bit that they've cut out. So it's the last part of the lap. So, all right. Now, the other thing I was interested to have a look at is see how much curb. So, seeking for our drivers tonight.
Yeah, we'll definitely. It changes it up, make it a bit more different. You know, we like to change it up here in SRW. You know, make it interesting. Don't, you know, if we have the same stuff all the time, you know.
Well, that you're saying admin likes changing it up, so you know, the drivers might have a few different thoughts about it. You know, perhaps you know, chopping such an iconic track in half for a race that might rile on some people, but that's why we have you guys out there in YouTube and Facebook land to let us know what's your thoughts on it. Should we be here at the sprint format, the club layout? Is it worth you know, changing things up like this? Let us know, guys.
So we're on our first laps here.
And Dylan, I will reiterate, I have no problem with Winton at all. I like this place. It's I'm looking forward to, I think the Supercars are here this Sunday, and I'm looking forward to it there. But that is the full layout. It's this little club layout I'm not so sure of. Though Connor is saying to me that I might have to look forward to that on Thursday night in the Radicals. So, well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, personally, like, my teammates hate this track, and I don't know why, because I love it, because it's such a track that you've got to commit, but if you go off the track, like, you're done. Like, that's it. Like, because you got to let everyone pass, because if you don't, you'll get taken out. So that's where, you know.
You're right, and it's not going to bin you, but it's going to cost you lots of time, because it's hard to get back on, and it's very much one of those places where you're nose to tail trying to force errors out of the guy in front of you, and as soon as one of those errors are made, you're just opening your door for 3 or 4 other cars to come through on you.
Douglas does an awesome lap there, not too much faster than Randall's lap. Jake Jackson just jumps in P3.
Well, it's still really early, so just remember these times, but they would still be probably warming up the tyres here. But good to see Doug Allen's back up the front. He has been on the pace. Didn't have the greatest of rounds last week. I think he got punted at one point and then ended up getting involved in, I think, another incident himself. So, you know, I suppose these things do happen in racing. Can't always go our way, otherwise we'd win everything. But he's shown some good pace. Already a couple of podiums in the first couple of rounds. But it is Jake Edwards and Adam Hughes and Scotty Rankin, our podium from last week. And Scotty picked up his first round win as well. Was that last week or was that the week before? That was last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Week before, yeah.
Week before, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's only Scotty. It's only Scotty. That's fine, man. You know, it doesn't really matter. We don't have to talk. He got beaten last week. Is that what you're saying? You remember? Okay, yeah. No. I was having a look at my teammate there, Harry Dodds, as well. He's currently in P4. So, yeah, those times, you see already the guys have taken a second out of the times they did a lap ago, Connor. So it's just all about getting these tyres into that operating window.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely getting in the optimum. We see on screen Adam Hughes in P2, 101.1. Good lap there. Scotty Rankin hasn't got him by much.
We'll have a look at Randall Luapui here at the moment. He was in 3rd place. Just go back to Randall for the moment, because I think Randall probably deserves maybe one of the unlucky awards for this season so far. He's been right in the thick of things, and I don't think things have gone his way. Couple of contacts that weren't his fault, and then a couple that were, and you know, just been right in the thick of the battle and not getting the rub of the green, I think. So, but already he is the first driver down into the 1 minute flat with a 1 minute .443. So he's gone to the top of the table. In the meantime, we'll see how quick these guys could go when they start burning the fuel off, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, these guys will definitely go really quick with no fuel in it. DeBono's just jumped up to P4. P5, sorry. He did a really good lap there. Who else? Randall's just picked Douglas.
Oh.
But yeah, it's all about optimal temperature. You just want the temperature to be optimal, which is just right in that weak spot between hot, cold.
Looking at the car of Dylan's there, he's sort of driving around with a bit of damage on the front there, but it's the tyres more than coming in to get a new car. He wants to stay on these tyres, and probably, you'd see that dent from the bonnet, wouldn't you, from inside the car?
Oh, 100%. You'll see that tiny little bit of damage on the left-hand side. Poor old mate, he's definitely got damage. Yeah,
that's right there. But obviously it's not really affecting him at the moment, so pushing on to try and make the most of the tyres, because in the end it's all about tyres and aero. If he starts again, then he's back to full fuel, and he's got only 10 minutes left, where the other guys will have a few minutes of fuel burn ahead of him. Alright, so at the moment it is the top 5 cars all inside the 1 minute flat barrier. It is Randall Luapui, Adam Hughes, Doug Gowans, Jake Edwards and Daniel Fritz in the top 5 at the moment. Your teammate Jake Jackson in P6 at the moment, and the Rattle Gun still finding his feet, running in 7th at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like as we could see on screen with the old Rattle Gun, I've been doing a lot of racing with Scotty recently. Been doing a lot of IndyCar with him, and he's been teaching me a lot. And he gets the nickname Rattle Gun for a bit of a reason. He's quick, and that's why that's a bit of the story. Then talks like a rattle gun, just super quick on the mic. But yeah, he's such a quick dude. Not to pump up his own tyres, but he's been teaching me in the IndyCar and just general how to drive in certain ways, and yeah, it's definitely helping.
Well, at the moment, I don't know if the short track Winton layout is agreeing with him at the moment. He's in P10 at the moment, still finding his feet. Douglas Gowan has just gone up to the top with a 1 minute .302. Randall Luapui did improve his time by a few hundredths there, but Doug has come in and taken a tenth out of him. Jake Jackson has also jumped up into P4 now as well. Dylan DeBono in P7. Looks like, again, we'll see Dylan, our current championship leader, I believe, isn't he? After last week, we'll see how he is going. Let me have a look. Under our season standings at the moment, it is Dylan DeBono out in front. He currently has a 22-point lead over Riley Jones. Now, Riley Jones, can we see that name out there tonight? I don't think Riley's with us tonight.
Yeah, Riley hasn't been with us for a bit. That's quite interesting. Oh, DeBono just has a huge wiggle. Jake was talking about that tonight. He said getting on those curbs. I said, it should be gripped up. And he's like, no, it's actually really slippery. And I went, oh, that's a bit weird. He said the back of the car slides.
No, so I was reading it wrong. It is actually Doug Gowans that is leading the championship at the moment. So he has a 21-point lead over Rattle Gun Rankin, and it is Jake Edwards, who is 9 points back in P3. Bradley Wall is only 8 points back in P4. Randall Luapui 12 points back in P5. And Dean Sinkovich just outside the top 5, and he's only 12 points back. So, we are 3 rounds into the season, and there is plenty of opportunities. Harry Dodds, he's about 27 points back from Dean. Greg Johnson is only 20 points back there. So there's definitely opportunity for these guys to move. And, Dylan DeBono at the moment finding himself in 12th. So a bit of work for some of the other guys to do as well.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the guys, like you said, might be having a bit of issues to get their head wrapped around the track. But looks like Jake Edwards and Adam Hughes, which guys that I just want to mention on Friday night, they did absolutely awesome, they had so much pace in those things, and to see them tonight just in P3 and P2 and P4, that's really good. And Randall, how's his pace?
Well, it's close, mate. It's close.
Yeah,
We're talking half a second back to 7th at the moment.
Yep. It's such a small track though, like, you know, trying to find time around here or even in the TCRs in general. Yeah, it's so hard. Dylan DeBono just jumped up to P3 there. Good lap time by Dylan DeBono. Did a 1 minute .2.
Yeah, driving around that damaged car but with the nice warm tyres.
Yeah, definitely. Harry Dodds jump up to P6. Good lap time by him, your teammate. Jake Jackson's just right behind him in the 1.9 entry, still with the old livery on. Chris, make a new livery, mate. But,
right, well,
yeah.
So far at the moment, we've got the top 11 are all within 0.8 of each other.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So
make that the top 12 because Bradley Wall just jumped inside that as well, inside. So all of our runners so far have done a time in the 1 minutes, 1 minute flat. Dean Sinkovich, the only one that hasn't put a time on the board yet. Maybe hasn't had a chance to get out there. I know Dean's a pretty busy man and he's trying to find time for work and family and sim racing. Well, Toddy, you just put up a very good point. You know, sometimes what happens too is you jump into these races and then you realise, hang on, it's a slightly different layout, and then you spend that practice time that you would like to get up to speed actually learning a different aspect or a new way to take corners and a new way you have to drive it. I know it won't be too different, but I wonder how many of these guys have driven the TCRs around Winton Motor Raceway.
It'd be a few.
It'll be it for me, mate. That's about it, I think.
Oh, mate, that's all it is the V8 with you.
I've got a V8 radical as well, but that's a V8, so...
Yeah, that's a V8, mate. But, hey, like, it's whatever you like, but I reckon a lot of these guys have spent on practice. You know? A lot of guys just put some lap times in for a bit of fun, you know. Like, I've always jumped in the air for a bit of fun every now and then, just get a couple of lap times down with a certain amount of cars. Harry Dodds jumped up to P1. First one into the 59s, well done by Dodds.
Wow, Harry's lit it up.
Yeah, he's done well there.
Picking the right time too, so we do have about 2.5 minutes of qualifying remaining, and as you said, the first man into the 59s.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's good to see Dodds up there. You know, he's been super quick in the around Phillip Island.
Back from a good holiday over in New Zealand, and you know, meeting some relatives and stuff like that. He said he had a great time, so he's all nice and fresh and back up the front again. It's currently Harry Dodds separated by less than a tenth to Dylan DeBono, who has done a 1 minute 02 versus Harry's 59.95. So wow, less than a tenth. Dylan is just he's done a 1 minute like 59.999 from Dylan DeBono. So
yeah, just in the 59s there, just with a bit of a hair into the 59s. Well done, Dylan DeBono. These guys are definitely pushing. None of them are actually getting a bit of slipstream. I'm quite shocked about that. Obviously seeing
not really enough of a street is there.
It's more just in the corners. You'll be shocked how much slipstream you can get in a corner with these things. You know, getting a bit of slipstream like we did a race around Suzuka in the short circuit, and that's just corners for days, and you'll be surprised. Like that would give you 3/10 if you followed someone. So
Harry Dodds just found another couple of tenths. He's done a 59.73, so he's just further extended that gap at the front there. Again, the Audi, and you can see really bouncing it over the curves. I know that a few of the drivers have talked about the Audi because it was like the first TCR they had in here.
Yeah, it was.
And it hasn't been sort of updated along with some of the other TCRs, so it's a little bit different. It has, you know, that assist to get off the line, and that's why we're seeing the Audis get such a good start. Whereas in a lot of the other cars, it's very difficult to get that start. So we'll see where that happens moving forward. I don't believe the drivers are locked into a particular car this season. They can jump from car to car, from race to race. So if they are having, you know, a better run in at a particular track in the Hyundai or the Audi, they can swap it over.
Yeah, we've seen that. Scotty Rankin just into P3 there, but we've seen the Veloster being very just good across the whole board, I guess. Like the Audi there's been some moments where it hasn't been too strong, like Sandown it was a bit
yeah, but
miss.
I think the thing is it's got that power. It seems to have just get on throttle a little bit better and the exit out of corners.
Yeah, it wasn't too good with the curbs for Sandown. And I mean, if you commit in the other cars on the curbs, I reckon you could find a 10th. And maybe Dodds did that, you know, just to see how much he could get. Because, yeah, he's just done a 59.6.
Yeah, so he's broken enough, found another sort of half a tenth there.
Yep.
So it does look like Harry Dodds from Performance Sim Racing is probably going to take this one out. Do we have any drivers still out there on a hot lap? Adam Hughes has got one green sector there as he comes over the line with a 59. Oh, no, he's done a 1 minute 02. 017 Adam Hughes to slot into P3.
Yeah, P3.
Scotty Rankin with a 1 minute 097. Who we still got out here? Doug Gowans is still out.
Sure, Gowans still got a bit in the tank. He might
Scotty Rankin just came over the line with a 1 minute 097 P4.
We'll see what happens here. I'm quite interested to see how much passing we get tonight with being such a short track and not really using curbs. So it should be an interesting night.
Well, there is your grid for tonight's 45-minute race. It is Harry Dodds from Performance Sim Racing in P1. Alongside him, Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Sports. Adam Hughes for Crisscross Racing in the second row. Alongside him, the Rattlegun Scotty Rankin for Team SRW. It is Randall Leopui in P5. Alongside him, Doug Gowans from Velocity Sim Labs. Jake Edwards for Crisscross Racing has Greg Johnson for Team Greg Racing alongside him, and it is Bradley Wall for Team SRW and Jake Jackson for 1-9 Sim Racing on the fifth row of the grid. Matthew Gerard and Daniel Fritz make up row number 6. Dean Sinkovich and Greg Barber for Crisscross Racing. I think Greg Barber, Tyson McAvoy are our safety cars. So yeah, I think it's 13 cars out there on the grid for tonight's race. Hopefully Dean can jump on, make that grid.
Yeah, and it looks like, talking about our grid, it's actually 3 wide, so look at that. So they've made it even more interesting, so they're going to have to go to single file before the first turn, so this should be interesting.
All right. That's an interesting stagger of the grid, isn't it?
Yeah, so it looks like Winton have changed it up, so it's good to see a different racetrack using a different format, changing it up, so...
All right. Well, it's the sort of the inside out. You know, the boxes are staggered to the left and the right. That's an interesting start. The TCRs. All right. Well, it looks like we get the field all gridded up. It is now just waiting for the timer to tick down and those 5 red lights to come on. And once they're out, we will be racing. It's round 4 of our TCR series here at SRW tonight. Don't forget, guys, give us the like. Follow that action so you don't miss out. Subscribe.
There we go. The DSL TCRs, they're off. Harry Dodds doesn't get a good start. Hughes is on the outside. DeBono's on the outside. Hughes is up the inside. Now he's going to try and make the move on Dodds. He's went on the outside. No, back into single file. Smart by the guys. One's off. One of the whiteys.
That's Husey and Jake Ebbs was dropping up the inside there on DeBono as well. So Randall Leopui picked up a spot there.
Yeah, Randall's made a good move on the outside of Hughes there. He wouldn't be too happy. He's used the dirt there. So he might make a move. No, Rattlegun's going to make a move on. Oh, I think that's DeBono there.
Trying to get up the inside of Jake Jackson there, your teammate. But and here we see is that Jake trying to go up the inside and then the outside of his teammate. Oh, that's Randall Leopui trying to get around Adam Hughes. I apologise there. And now coming up the inside. Will he have the inside run? Oh, there's a bit of jostling going on here, buddy.
Yeah, there is. Randall up the inside. Oh, there was a bit of a dive there.
Yeah, well done.
Buddy's boys is going to stay on the outside. And Edwards on the outside. Look at the curb abuse there. That was huge.
Oh, where's that off in the background there? Is that Matty Gerard that's gone into the tyres down there? What happened there? Oh, we got Scotty Rattlegun Rankin trying to go up the inside of Douglas Gowans there. No.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
think it might have got the inside of Bradley Wall there. I think he got, because it was Bradley Wall that was battling hard with Jake there, and Scotty's sort of, I think he was ahead of that, so Scotty got buffeted back down there a couple of places.
Yeah,
with all to do.
Jake made a great move on Scotty there.
Right.
Those two have been talking all day. We've had a good chat going all day, so they're kind of mates now, so that's good to know. So they might work together here.
Well, I don't know if Scotty is lapping like a pensioner tonight at the moment there. Thanks for the comments on YouTube. But he may well need to get his flybys card out and start moving up the grid there. Oh, look at that Dylan DeBono.
Oh.
Heavy on the curbs. And
Jake
he's somehow
Jake Jackson making a move on Dow. Oh, Doug. Oh, there's a bit of contact in the back there. Jake Jackson's got past. Rattlegun's got past Doug as well. So this is good.
That's a good battle, isn't it?
Starting to root.
Daniel Fritz right in the Daniel Fritz coming onto the back of this as well. So it's Douglas Gavin and Billy Wall.
Rattlegun's going to do a crisscross.
And Jake. Oh.
Rattlegun's going to do a crisscross.
He's got the inside. Yeah, nice tight, but Jake will have the corner at the tree, so...
Yeah, Rattlegun might make the inside move. No. Gowan's actually almost made a move on the outside. He might do the crisscross here. Yes, he does, but the DSL Welding Services car is there.
He's using all that exit there, Scotty, though. But look at this, mate. It very much is, do you make a move? Because if the move doesn't stick, then you open yourself up getting attacked by the three other cars behind you. So
it's pretty much just a commit, and hopefully Scotty Rankin on the outside, or the inside, sorry. Oh, Jake hasn't given him much room there. It's good racing, better contact. Better contact. Jake on the outside there, good move. Really good battles there. Gowan's in the background on the Hunter Rattlegun there too.
Thanks for the shout out there, AEDT. Yeah, go on Dodgy indeed, buddy. My teammate is out front, 3.1 second lead at the moment, and he'd be loving the fact that these boys are battling hard behind him.
I think it's from Jake's point of view, the bottle. I think he'd just be happy just beating Scotty right now.
Well, let's... Oh, okay, there's been a bit of chatter going on. Do tell. We like to hear the trash talk when the boys are in the chat there. I know there's quite a few of them.
Jake's used a lot of there. I think he might get a slow down off that.
Oh, there's a little bit of dent on the front of that car there as well. It was Dylan DeBono had that similar dent in the qualifying run, and it's Jake Edwards with that sort of damage in the race at the moment.
Clawing his way back through the field, catching up views.
Bring your mic up a little bit, Connor, if you could give that for us, Toddy.
There we go.
He's a little bit quiet, yeah. Awesome, thanks very much for the shout out there, guys. Yep, if you are loving what you're seeing here, guys, make sure you give us a like and subscribe here at SRW TV. As we say, it's always only possible due to our sponsors, DSL Welding Services, our Round 4 sponsor, Warren and Brown Tools, our promo department, Safety Car, and also thanks to our other sponsors, Racecraft Simulations, Toyo Sim, Dragon RC, and Melville Equipment. Great to have you all on board here and letting us have this great fun evening.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks to all those guys for making it happen. Nailed that. Nailed all our sponsors, mate. Thanks for that. Oh, bit of smoke. Someone's sideways.
Oh,
that was Randall. I think that was Randall. Yeah.
Randall, he's in P5 at the moment, so he has dropped a spot there.
Yes.
So what's happening here?
Welding Services replay here.
A little bit. Oh, it's a nice save.
Oh, very good save there. His tyres are going to be cooked there, so you won't have much grip. So
well, Andrew Proctor is saying on the chat, the YouTube chat there, that T2, those curbings will kill the front left tyre if you take it long. So, well, keep an eye on that and see who are the abusers in the field.
Oh well, we know the abusers like Rattlegun, Adam Hughes, Jake Jackson. They've always been like, look at Jake, they're just using all the curb.
Well, as you said, that's it. And maybe we've seen in the past round. I know the Audi drivers talked about they weren't enjoying the curbs very much. So that might be the advantage the little Veloster can have to throw itself over the curbs, and maybe that's a way of counteracting the power of that Audi machine behind him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jake's been practicing too much Sandown. He's getting prepared for the Sandown 500 coming up, so I think he's preparing to hit curbs. Really nice line through there as well. It's got Doug Gowan behind him. He's just sitting there, patiently.
He's had good pace and has been right up the pointy end of qualifying and that. But we just see here that, it's that driving in a train. As soon as you start battling with the cars around you, it costs everyone speed. Oh no, Scotty's gone run a bit wide. He's dropped back a few spots now, so we'll have a look to see what happened to Mr. Rattlegun here, just pushing hard by the looks of it. Oh, just lost the rear, tried to turn him a little bit too much speed. Pretty much exactly the same that happened to Randall the lap before, Connor.
Yeah, so like I was saying before, I was talking to Jake and he said the back end slides out quite a bit through these curbs, and if the rear of it gets on these curbs, it just likes to slide out. Harry Dodd's just controlling the field right now, just a huge gap, 3-second gap here, and just beautifully taking it away.
Yeah, driving away with it at the moment. I know I see Tyson, the best safety car team, hashtag, perhaps, buddy. I don't know if our teammate Harry Dodds is going to agree with you if we see the safety car out on track tonight. Not when he's got it out to a nice 3.7 second lead. But
tell you what, from the performance sim racing, you guys are pretty much, you got the guy winning the race, you got the guy commentating, you got the guy in the race control. How good?
We're not biased or anything here, not spreading ourselves to make sure we get results. No, Harry's having a great run and he's really enjoying and he's practicing hard for the TCRs and that as well. So, and we all know that's what you got to do. I mean, I don't have enough time to focus anything other than the V8, but look at how heavy he was over those curves and how much that car was bouncing.
Are you doing the Sandown 500 this weekend?
Is it being confirmed for this weekend? I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see what's going on. Look, it's going to be good fun, I think. And Tyson's saying we are here to please. Well, I will say, Tyson, I know race control is a fairly thankless job, so we do appreciate it. And, we know sometimes people can get heated in the moment. Good to have guys with a clear, level head to be able to make those calls because, I wouldn't have jumped on the radio at Canadian Tire myself.
Daniel Fritz just off the road there. Yeah. Really unfortunate for him. I think he just lost a bit of traction there, or gets back in the circuit beautifully. Well done to him.
Well, I think sometimes it's almost the case of if you go wide, you're better off sort of going straight and trying to find a bit of tarmac again. Because sometimes when you're trying to turn the car, you've just got no grip.
Yeah, it just looks like he's just beautifully controlled the car and just got back on the track, and that was it. Jake Edwards and Adam Hughes. I'll tell you what, Jake Edwards has done really well. P7 up to P3, and those boys are catching DeBono now. That's just Friday all over again.
I think Hughesy was in front of Jake there a bit before, but maybe they've just sort of swapped positions there. Yep. Randall Luapui trying to get his way back onto the back after that big sort of excursion that he ran wide a little bit like Scotty Rattlegun Rankin. We can see him in the background there. So again, these guys are pushing hard, and unfortunately, sometimes when you're pushing hard and trying to get passes made, you've got to take those little risks, and they don't always pay off. There you go again.
Yeah, for Scotty Rankin using all the track. Bit naughty of Scotty Rankin using all that exit curb there. Well done to him though. Like, look at how much curb he uses over here. And the little Veloster, my favourite TCR. He's off the road.
I just got that. Try to get that turned in. I mean, again, it seems to me, trying to get the handle on how to drive these things myself, and he's actually getting really good turn in there. That looks like it's turned in a lot better than it should.
Yeah, the Veloci's always had great turn. I mean, you can ask all the boys. My favourite TCR is the Veloci. I think it's aggressive little thing. You know, it looks like an angry pit bull, which is what I am. So it's good. It's good to have the same car as what you are. But yeah, like definitely, you know, the Veloci is such a great car in my opinion.
We could
look at the turning he's got there.
And we could see there that Scotty was prepared to sort of run over the curbs, where we saw the Audi of Douglas in front completely avoided those curbs there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's dodgy out in front.
And here we have a quick look on board, so we can see that at the moment Harry's sort of staying well away from those curbs.
Look at that handbrake in the middle. That thing is huge. Look at the size of it.
Looks like it's on my rig.
Mate, that's ginormous. Dod's got a big handbrake. Oh, look at the slide into the corner. Really good
and here we
entry
go.
there.
So he's staying in. Oh no, he's put it in between there. Okay, well that's because I know in the supercar that's definitely what you're aiming to do. Put your tyres in between there. You don't want to hit the outside ones because it launches the car.
You know what? Like there's so many different lines through there. I've learnt over the last couple of months, especially joining East Coast, and you see those guys. Some people use all the curbs. Like myself, I don't use any of them. I just stay off them, just so if you get a wiggle, that's it. But yeah, Dod's using quite a bit of curb.
I think the officials was here at Winton a couple of weeks ago for the V8s.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and I was using curb, and there might have been a little bit of optional damage come up just from hitting those curbs. So it's
interesting. Yeah, it is. It is interesting to think about that because you can have damage with our iRacing service. It's you can have a lot of damage. Look at the white wires in the background.
While we have been chatting and just having a look at a few on boards, Harry Dodds has actually found another couple of seconds and extended his lead over Dylan DeBoer. It's now 5.7 seconds. So, Harry is running away with this at the moment. Looks so far the guys have managed to keep cars out of the wall. There has been no sign of the promo safety department, and touch wood. Hang on, I've got some wood around here. Touch wood. We won't see one. Just for my teammate. As a commentator and a broadcaster, I want all the excitement in the world for you guys, but not enough to wish my teammate to lose the 5-second lead he's got at the moment.
And all up the inside of almost up the inside of Gowan there. It would have been a great move if Scotty did that.
He did try and leap it through there, so that rattle gun was popping and bouncing.
Oh mate, the nuts were going everywhere.
He's got a bit of a run here now. But can he get it up? Yes, perfectly intended. If there is ever a place for puns, it is Sim Racing World TV.
Yeah, we've learnt that over the last 3 weeks or so.
Just some of Scotty's puns were pretty horrible, but looks like he's for an inside runner here. Can he get the inside for the corner? Own the corner on Douglas Gowan. Looks like he has got it done. And is there a car still outside him? It's a bit hard to tell on that angle there.
Doug's still there. It's giving him enough room. There's better cars with.
And he's come back in front. So that was a great shot. They were going through that too wide through that whole section there. And Scotty, using all the track there, trying to get up the inside. That's my favourite spot to make a move around Winton. The right-hander there coming into the tree. Yeah,
well, it's quite funny. It's quite funny when you say that. It's all what I'm seeing here. I don't pass anywhere near here, so if I was in here, I'd be struggling to get past people. But it looks like turn 2's your optimal. Or turn 1, sorry, that's your optimal kind of area.
It's normally T3. Normally you try to get a run through T1 and T2 here, because if you can get up the inside of someone in T3, you can own the corner for T4 and get the job done. So here, if you can get up the inside here, you can go too wide around here, but then he's going to be on the outside for the next corner, and that's where you get it done. So you'll see it moves there. I think the other big place is at the end of this section here. As you can see, what we noticed last lap that Scotty Rankin really cut right across the inside apex of this corner here, over that green, which you can do, and maybe carry a little bit more speed to try and get up the inside there for the big right-hander. So, I
just took notice that Adam Hughes is saving a bit of fuel think DeBono and Adam are saving a bit of fuel.
Okay, well, Dylan DeBono has gone into the 59s now with his last lap. Actually, about a tenth quicker than Harry Dodds. But these guys have dropped back another sort of half a second. Is the fuel saving really going to make a huge difference? I suppose.
Definitely.
At the moment, it's estimating we can get about 44 or 45 laps in. So if this stays green, you know, we are not even anywhere near halfway. So only 16 and a half minutes into this race, and so far there's no sign of the promos department safety car.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about fuel saving just frankly, but you know, you save a litre or two, and that will give you probably a second or two just in the pits, or more. You know, like it's such a fuel saving, such a big strategy in every car you drive.
I think you're right. You know, it's not just a matter of saving fuel to stretch that extra lap out, but it's also a part of minimising the amount of time you're stationary in the pits. But
Yeah, and that's it.
again, that's where you've got to work out, you know, is it worthwhile fuel saving? Does it cost you too much time? Because sometimes, you know, you could save, you know, to get an extra lap in, but if that's costing you a second or a second and a half a lap to do that, then over a stint. Oh, what's happened to Jake?
Jake's just pushing hard right here.
Pushing hard here on the back of Jake Edwards at the moment. So this is the battle for P5 at the moment. But yeah, so I'm not sure if it's going to have a huge factor. But again, this 45-minute race is starting to get to the situation where tyres start to become a query. But probably not. So it's more about fuel. And 35% fuel limit. I doubt the fuel burn would be very big around this short track.
Oh, it'd probably be a litre or two. It wouldn't even be that, to be honest. You know, if these guys are saving, like, I think most of them are either got their manual clutches with their 3 pedals, or they've got a hand clutch on the back of their steering wheel. And yeah, if you can just save, I mean, the big ones are coming up here on this big S bend. You could clutch in here. So you just brake a little bit here. There's the brake lights. So you probably put your clutch in through there. Then you clutch all the way across here. Still clutch in. Yep. Turn in. Yep. Yep. So there's the clutch. Yep. So you could even clutch through here. Let off throttle here. Turn her in. Clutch in. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Get on throttle. And then there's you could fuel save the whole lap. So my theory is if Dodsey's not fuel saving and there's a pit stop, what's going to happen there is to see Dodsey just pushing hard. Look at this. This is great action from Harry Dodds here. Maybe that break.
When I've spoken to the guys, it seemed to be very much a hard car to save any significant amounts without it being highly detrimental to your lap time. But again, it would depend on the nature of the track. This is one of those tracks where this layout we don't really have the big long straight, just a couple of shorter ones. So yeah, and because it's such a small lap, I don't know if the savings are really going to be there. But at the moment, we've got the top 5 or 6 cars all lapping around that sort of 1:59 or the 1 minute barrier. Quite a few guys have gone inside the 1 minute now. Even guys that didn't do that in qualifying have done one now in the race. So it just goes to show you it's rhythm can have a big part of it, mate. You get used to driving and lap after lap and just get yourself into the groove.
Yeah, so Adam Hughes just doing a good lap there too. 49.7, good lap. But like, even Adam Hughes, you know, we've seen him fuel save over and over, and Dylan DeBono is doing the same thing. But like I said, we'll see what happens here. But yeah, it's if you can do another lap, yeah, that's huge. But we'll see what happens.
Tyson is telling us that the Audi apparently doesn't have a clutch, so you can't.
Oh, okay.
Clutch in the Audi,
right?
So,
yeah.
Thank you for that bit of information, Mr. Safety Car Driver. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So
So it changes things again, and
Yeah, it does.
we can see here that Adam Hughes is closing on the back of Dylan DeBono. So this is the battle for P2. Harry Jones is 7 seconds clear of this battle at the moment. Rita Luapui just a couple
Harry
of seconds
Dodds.
back here. Sorry, I should say Harry Dodds is clear of it. Thank you. Rita Luapui trying to catch up. Jake Edwards and who's that that's gone off the inside? That's someone gone into the pits. It's into there. That's the pit entry
Pit
there
box.
by the looks of
There
it.
we go. Yep.
So Jake deciding to get that one out of the way.
Yeah, bit of an undercut.
That's maybe what I saw before. Yeah, it looks like he's forgot to turn tyres off.
Yeah, that's gonna suck big time from Edwards there. So he's gonna have to take a pretty big penalty from that. So you can see Greg Johnson coming through now too.
All right. Well, that is a 32-second stop as compared to 17, 16 seconds for the other guys. All right. Well, he's come out level with Greg Johnson here. Greg pitted on lap 1, and I don't know if that was maybe for an incident to use his fast repair.
Yeah, that was fast repair. He went into the...
Yeah, the Team Greg machine looks quite clean at the moment. All dealing with cold tyres there. Oh, sorry, not Dylan, I apologise, Jake Edwards. Cold tyres. And see, that's the other thing.
A little bit.
It costs you time, tyres, but it's also that they're cold for a lap or two now and you're off the pace. And we can see here, it's this Adam Hughes putting big pressure on Dylan DeBono, trying to go around the outside, and then there's a little bit of door banging there, but he's got that done clearly. Dylan's going to try and fight it back as they come around the tree. But Hughesy has got that job done.
Yeah, he did really well there. Just kept a bit of a gap in the middle between each other. But we'll see what happens here. So only 21
goes to
minutes.
Show what you were talking about there before, though, Connor, where you've got you almost got to like set up that move. I mean, it took Adam 3 or 4 corners to get that done.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it's almost taken him 10 laps, but he's been fuel saving behind him in the little Honda. We were joking around with him the other night that he's only been driving Porsches, so it's quite funny to see him in a Honda, one end to the other, just small little engine cars, little petite things.
So this is Jake, just getting loose on those cold tyres. So that's a couple of times now, and that's cost him big time.
Oh, he's on the drag strip now. You can drag race down there.
Bit of an excursion, but that's going to cost him 10 or 15 seconds.
Bonus just kind of
and actually puts him a lap down with that as well, as that was Harry Dodds going through with them.
DeBono up the inside.
Back. So these two are having a great ding-dong battle here. It is the DeBono and Hughes show, and it was Hughes last lap, and now it's DeBono with a anything you can do, I can do better. I'll have my spot back, please.
Pretty much. I mean, they're going to be playing tag team as DeBono just gets a huge bounce from the car. Huge bounce on the exit of 10. God, last corner. Last corner there. So, coming around again. But if that's interesting. I know about the Audi. I mean, you'd want to be able to fuel save. I mean, Tyson McAvoy we've seen before in the Audi. I'm pretty sure he was on for a win, and probably doesn't want me to mention that, but there you go, Tyson. He ended up in the wall because he was trying to fuel save because he had no clutch. So it's interesting.
Yeah, look, obviously it's always going to be a tactic here. All little contact there between Yuzi and DeBono. I think DeBono got a little bit loose, then had to come out of the gas just to let the car ride itself, and Adam was flying through. But that has brought Randall Luapui back into this battle, and it has also enabled Harry Dodds to extend his lead to over 9 seconds now. So coming up to, we are past halfway, 25 minutes into our 45-minute feature race tonight for our TCRs. This is round 4 of the TCR Series Season 2. 2022, and it's our All-Australian Series. We are at Winton tonight. It has been Oran Park, Sandown. The TCRs haven't been to Bathurst yet, I don't think, have they? Phillip Island, no, so Bathurst still to come. But iRacing now with quite a few Aussie tracks. It's awesome to be able to run around in these places.
It is definitely to see a couple of Aussie tracks. It's always good. Winton's, like I said, one of my favourites. It's up there with Philippine and Bathurst. You know, it's good to see a lot of Bathurst, Aussie tracks. Jack Jackson on screen there.
Scotty,
Doug Gowan.
Rattlegun Rankin and Jake Jackson, their battle has been going on for quite a few laps. It just looks, it's just sort of, Jake's been able to gap Scotty by a couple of seconds here. But we'll have to see how they go. They can settle into this middle window. Again, all of that action, we know that it takes a fair bit for these tyres to go off, but is all that battling going to be a factor at the end of the race? Will it mean that Jake Edwards with his new rubber might come into his own at the end of this race, especially if there is a safety car? Alright, well, here we have Adam Hughes, Dylan DeBono, Randall Lilpui battling hard. This is for P2 and P3 on the podium. 11 seconds lead now to Harry Dodds. So this battle here is playing exactly into my teammates' hands at the moment, buddy.
Yeah, it definitely is. We'll see what happens with Dodds. It only takes one
It's only early days, and I'm not trying to jinx him at all.
Yeah.
This curse tonight, please. No, don't even mention that stuff. Alright, so back on board. We are with Dylan DeBono here. Trying to put
Randall's in the wall.
Into the wall.
That'll
Is
be a
that
safety
going to be
car.
a dead car? Can he get that car going? Let's have a look. He's got it going. That might have just avoided a safety car, but that's heavy damage. Randall Lilpui hasn't pitted, so if he's smart, he can get into the pits, get that fast repair, and get going. But yeah, it looks like he just, what happened? He just get out on the. He's just gone a bit deep and just got on the gas and found himself off in the dust. And there's a bit hard to break the car on the dirt.
Yeah, he just went wide there, got two wheels on the dirt, and then the rest of the car went over. Oh, Adam Hughes making a move on the outside there.
Oh, and there's that Scotty Rattlegun trying to make a move on Jake Jackson there as well, taking advantage of that. So was there a bit of rubbernecking from some of the boys? Who's that coming out of the pits at the moment? Is that Jake Edwards has gone back into the pits again? What happened to Jake? Did he have to pit again? Yeah, so something must have happened to Jake with those cold tyres. But this battle here for P2 has been going on for quite a while. We're going to have a look. Is this what's happened to Randall Lilpui? It's gone into a bit of a freezy pause mode for me, mate. It was Jake Edwards, okay. Alright. And yes, Tyson, I won't mention anything anymore. I will stay quiet like a good boy. Alright. Well, we are here looking at the battle for P2 at the moment. It is Dylan DeBono and Adam Hughes, and this has been going on pretty much since the start of the race. Jake Edwards was right in the middle of this fight, but unfortunately he's had a couple of visits to the pit lane for repairs, and that has hurt. But this battle is still going strong, and so far we've seen about half of the field, well, a bit under half of the field have pitted. Randall Lilpui did go in and take that fast repair, so that was a good call after that mistake. Make the most of and get the car fixed. Alright, we are inside the last 15 minutes of racing. Scotty Rattlegun Rankin is in P5 at the moment, SLM, so I don't know if he's being useless at the moment, but he's had a red hot battle going on with Jake Jackson, and the 1.9 sim racing machine has done a good job. But what's happened there? Scotty's got past him by the looks of it. So let's have a look here and see what's happened. Is it all under braking? Or Jake's got a bit. Jake gave him plenty of room there, and was really hug on the inside there. So that was great awareness by both of those drivers, I think. Scotty to keep it stuck around the outside, and Jake was making sure he didn't slide up into Scotty either. So well done. All right, so up into P5, the rattle gun. It is Harry Dodds. That lead out front is now 16 seconds. So this battling between Dylan DeBono and Adam Hughes is playing right into the performance sim racing machine hands. Oh, Dylan's gone wide. No. All right. And he's going to come straight into the pits there and take advantage of that. Well, probably not the recommended retail way to enter the pit lane, but it worked. We'll see if he actually managed to turn off tyres in time. Or tyres, I mean, no, he's come back out quick enough there. There's no tyres on that car. And you can see that he's come out about 8 seconds in front of Randall Ilpui, which is the other guy he is racing with on this lap. Daniel Fritz behind him here, but Daniel yet to serve his pit stop. And so yeah, so this is going to be interesting. I think that might be a critical decision there by Dylan, but we'll see how long the leaders can continue to go out there. Adam Hughes with a bit of clear air now. Will he be able to start reining in Harry Dodds? We'll keep an eye. The gap is 17 seconds, and we are looking at what's the total pit lane time? Is about 19-20 seconds if you're only taking fuel. So Harry's almost got that in the bag at the moment. All right, but it is close between P2, P3, P4. Only 6 seconds separating them. It's another 3 back to Jake Jackson now. So Scotty has sort of finally been able to break the shackles a little bit, getting past Jake Jackson, and has now got it out to a couple of seconds. But Jake he'd be loving it too, but he's having great battles out there. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jake's doing well. He's just keeping it clean. Gave heaps of room to Scotty there. Just, respecting the curbs and respecting Scotty.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see it. Oh, I'd love to see it, man. You want wall-to-wall racing and that, but, if you can avoid contact, then, all the better. But, yeah, no, the machine is looking good. That's still the old paint, though. I thought he was supposed to change it up, or he's allowed to run with this paint at the moment.
Just a bit retro, mate. He's a bit of a retro boy, so yeah, a bit of a retro paint he's put on, the 1.9 retro paint, so yeah. So
he's got team permission, so that's all good. Alright, well at the moment he's running in P5. Dylan DeBono only about 10 seconds behind him, but Dylan has pitted. So Scotty Rattlegun Rankin is about 13 seconds clear of Dylan DeBono. So probably about a 5 or 6 second deficit there. We'll keep an eye on these times. Now that Scotty has got clear, he's gone into the 59s. It's a 1 minute 13 for Dylan DeBono last lap, but that would have included his pit lane transit time as well, and pit time in there. Daniel Fritz doing a 1 minute as well, so he's extending this stint as long as possible as well. We are almost 35 minutes in, so we're just coming up to inside our final 10 minutes of our race feature here tonight for the TCRs. This is round 4 of the SRW TCR Season 2 series, brought to you by DSL Welding Services and our round sponsor, Warren and Brown Tools. And 10 minutes to go, buddy, and we see still a few guys haven't pitted, so running these tanks dry.
Yeah, definitely. They could get home, so yeah, see what happens.
Well, I did remember the talk before. They felt there was going to be at least a bit of a splash. I don't think that you could fuel save and make it home in any one of the cars. But I believe that they were looking at trying to make a sprint round for this this week, but the fuel limits to sort of take enough fuel out of the car to maybe create a pit stop in that second race meant the car actually failed tech. It didn't have enough weight. So a couple of the cars. So we've gone with the 45-minute race format tonight, and I'm sure my teammate Harry Dodds is not complaining at all. Oh, we've got Scotty Gun ranking in P3 at the moment. That's Jake Jackson behind him. I think on the road it was Greg Johnson, who has found himself a lap down in P10 at the moment. Jake Edwards running in P9 at the moment. He has pitted. Daniel Fritz has been into the pits. Randall Lupui has been into the pits, and Dylan DeBono. So that little off of Randall's has cost him a fair chunk of time. He's now about 20 seconds behind Dylan DeBono. Well, we are inside the last 10 minutes here of our first race tonight. Don't forget, it is our F3 sprint round following the TCRs here tonight. So we will have the F3s with a double header at Phillip Island, 20-minute race, followed by a 30-minute reverse top 10 grid race, Connor. It's going to be just as exciting as these TCRs. And we've seen that the F3 Championship has really been holding up these last couple of weeks, buddy, and it's been on for young and old.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, Matty Jones has just been absolute a weapon in those F3s, and so is Chris Holland, his teammate. They've just been both at it, and yeah, it's been really good to watch. Matty Jones had a bit of a slip up the other week. Chris Holland got the win, so well done to him. So yeah, it should be a good little round and championship. Yeah,
plenty of bragging points there in the with those boys for Send It Sim Sports.
Yeah.
Yep, and we've also got a whole heap of kittens and a whole heap of JWM machines in that race as well. So it's almost like there's a big team championship of about 5 or 6 cars on each side. So, all right, so that was Adam Hughes in. Was that Adam Hughes in the pits? No, Bradley Wall into the pits. Dylan DeBono, no, back into the pits again? No. It was Doug Gowans. Thanks for that, buddy. Yeah, I didn't think it was Dylan. All right, so Scotty's staying out. Harry Dodds has come in to do his pit stop. Is he come out? Harry Dodds and Adam Hughes are only a second separating those two. What has happened there? Because Hughesy has pitted. Both of these guys are pitted, and a 9-second, well, sorry, an 16-second lead has disappeared in a heartbeat. Let's have a look. Harry Dodds has pitted for tyres, I think. He's done 33 seconds in the pit lane. So, yep, he's come into the pits here. I think Harry's taken tyres. Let's have a look and see if he goes up on the jacks. He has. There you go. So that is why it is close now. And at the moment, Scott Rattlegun Rankin has just come into the pits. Let's go back to live action, buddy. All right, and we can see Adam Hughes right on the tail of Harry Dodds now. Harry going on to the inside just to defend. Again, if he's put tyres on, they're going to be cold for these first couple of laps, and he's going to be careful. And you can see here, he probably worked out that Harry's taken tyres. Now is the time to push. So we do know that these are the moments where Hughesy, is a machine in the Porsche. That was a massive curb hop there. And he's up the inside of Hughesy. It's close. Racing together, but Harry retains the inside line. This is great stuff. And we can see here is that Bradley Wall up behind him there. Bradley Wall, unfortunately, a lap down. But Scotty Rankin, he's closed right in as well. So we're going to have to check with Harry to see if he just forgot to turn tyres off, or if this was a conscious choice. We can see here, under tremendous pressure from Adam Hughes behind him, who is absolutely throwing the kitchen sink and everything else at it. I think there might be a bit of space junk involved in these scenes here as well, too. And all usually looking to go around the outside. He's gone deep, but Harry's able to close that off. Hopefully, I think Harry's tyres should be starting to come up to temp now, but it's a completely different thing to lead 16 seconds in front than to have to fight battles here. And even with fresh rubber, it can be, you know, pressure can do funny things, can't it? We still got you there, Connor?
Yeah, mate, I'm here.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, Hughesy looked up, a little bit of a look up the inside there. He thought about it. We do have less than four, it's almost 3 minutes to go. So we're probably looking at 3 more laps here as the TCR's round 4 race comes to a close. And it is Harry Dodds for Performance Sim Racing, half a, or 0.2 of a second ahead of Adam Hughes for Crisscross Racing in the Whitey's Pies machine, chasing hard. And that's Scotty Rattlegun Rankin coming up onto the back of this battle now. So it's going to be a 3-way battle for the lead coming into the last couple of laps, Connor. Exactly the way we wanted, buddy.
Yeah, mate, we were talking about fuel saving as well. It looks like Hughes has got a bit of a jump on him. We don't know if Dodds did take tyres or not. We'll see what happens there.
I think, looking at the difference, everyone else has done 14 to 16 second stops, and Harry's done a 33-second stop, so I'm pretty sure that's tyres. The other guy that had a big long stop like that was Jake Edwards, and we think he took tyres as well.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a master stroke. It could be a mistake that Harry may well get away with, but we will stay with this action. As you can see, Adam Hughes really trying to apply the pressure, trying to find any way past the Performance Sim Racing Audi. And Rattlegun Rankin just in the wings here. He's watching, waiting for his opportunity to pounce. And really that's what it comes down to in this short track racing. It's not so much about sending the car and getting it up the inside. It's about forcing your opponent into a mistake and capitalising on that.
Yeah, it's also about taking it clean and just not making any contact involved with it. It's it's just making a good move on your opponent, and it looks like Hughes is just sitting there waiting for an opportunity and taking it.
Oh, he's had a couple little goes at the moment. He definitely was red hot on it when Harry first came out, and I'm thinking that those cold tyres just took a couple of laps for Harry to get, them under control, and it did make him a little vulnerable. But now we're seeing that he's been able to just get that gap out to a little bit more comfortable level, half a second. Though Hughesy still in the tow, and he's not going to give it up. But Scotty Rattlegun Rankin, he'd be sensing his opportunity as well, as it's now a 3-way battle up front. Give it much longer, and we're going to have Dylan DeBono on the back here. But I'd say we keep an eye out for Barney the flag man, because we might get one more lap as we are inside the last minute. And Scotty Rattlegun Rankin, it is Barney waving the white flag, so this is the last lap of our first race for tonight. The TCRs here at Winton Club Motor Speedway, or the club's layout. And at the moment, it is Harry Dodds starting to run away with this. The gap is out to 0.8 of a second. Rattlegun Rankin is pushing hard. Can he give the pressure on? He's going up the inside. A little bit of contact. No, they've done well. Usually will have the inside of the tree, he'll have the line. Can Scotty do an over-under? He's trying for it, but Hughesy stayed tight there. Just blocked that, positioned the car perfectly. And we're coming into the last section here. Adam Hughes up the inside trying to force Scott Rankin around the outside. Looks like he's got that done. And through the last complex, it is Harry Dodds for Performance Sim Racing. He will be our round 4 winner here at Winton Speedway. Adam Hughes for Crisscross Motorsports in P2. Scott Rankin for SRW in P3. Douglas Gowan. Looks like something's happened to Dylan DeBono on that last lap because Dylan was running P4 and Douglas has got him. So I wonder if Dylan's made a little mistake. Jake Jackson coming over in P6. Just looks like Jake's tyres just getting away from him there at the end, Connor.
Yeah, just maybe had a bit of a slip and just dropped a position or two. So unlucky.
Well, we know how hard you got to push sometimes to, to try and get a move done in these cars. And we can see a few of the boys crawling home. I believe with the short layout tonight, they need to try and make it back to the pits. All right, well, there we have our round 4 results. It is Harry Dodds, my teammate for Performance Sim Racing, taking home the W tonight ahead of Adam Hughes for Crisscross Racing and Scott Rankin for Team SRW in P3. Doug Gowans and Dylan DeBono, the Velocity Sim Labs boys, in P4 and 5. Jake Jackson for 1-9 Sim Sports. P6, Randall Luapui. That was unfortunate what happened to Randall going heavy into the wall there. Pitted at that time, but was still not enough to recover, finishing in P7 when he was battling up the front. Daniel Fritz in P8. Jake Edwards, another guy that took tyres, had an early moment there, and we think had moments on the cold tyres and ended up back in the pits as well to use that fast repair. That's put him back in P9. Bradley Wall for Team SRW rounding out the top 10 with Greg Johnson, Matthew Gerard, Dean Sinkovich, and that was our last runner. Well, Dean didn't actually make the grid, so it was Matthew Gerard finishing our last runner out there in P12. All right, there we have a look at our podium cars tonight. And we'll just see if we can get the boys down into the chat and have a talk to them and see what they thought about this short track layout here at Winton Motor Speedway tonight. All right. We've got Harry Dodds in the green room. Have we got any of the other boys, Adam Hughes, Scotty Rankin? They're probably talking about how good their battle was. A little private conversation. Are they allowed to do that, Connor? They should be talking to us, shouldn't they?
Oh, they should be, mate. Nah, but yeah, just having a chat before they jump in, it's always good to, as we see, Scotty doing
there's the rattle guns guy. So if you want to drag him in, buddy, we might need control of our mouse so we can drag him in.
Yeah, mate, I've got this, mate. See how this goes.
Good, buddy.
Scotty, we saw you had a very interesting race, mate. Gained a couple of positions. You dropped back a bit, and you gained it all back, mate. Well done.
Oh, what a banger! Oh, that was amazing.
It was awesome.
I want to say a big shout out first and foremost to Doug. Oh, that race with Doug early on was dip, duck, shove the nose in here, Doug at counter. Like if anyone actually wants a guy to watch who's phenomenal in terms of his racecraft, Doug Gowan, 100%. The guy, he knows how to read a car, and he knows how to read when a nose is going to be shoved down the inside. And he gave me the room whenever I was going to throw the nose, but I was never going to get the move done. He was like, "Yep, you can have that inside. That's fine. I know that I'm going to hang on to this one." And then,
well, it did seem a bit like that, buddy, where you could send it up the inside, but then you're on the outside for the next corner, and that. It was all about positioning, putting the car in the right position to try and defend as hard as you could. But that toe still gave everyone a chance.
It was all about building the momentum. The Uddies struggled quite heavily on top of the curbing. And we saw that last week at Sandown as well. There was a couple of times I tried to send moves on Doug there last week as well. He just covered it off really, really nicely. It's about building the momentum and starting the car. So I'd actually backed the lap a little bit further off coming into the last sector. When I was behind an Audi to get the move done at turn number 1, because you just ride up over the curbs and they couldn't do it, and I could carry so much more momentum. The goal was to be at their back bumper as we got off of the last corner and then just dip down the inside of them into turn 1. But Doug made me work for it tonight. I knew what I actually should have done is when Doug and I were racing in the early stages of it, I should have actually gone for the undercut. Should have come to pit road because I undercut the whole field. The biggest issue was getting held up by traffic. And if I undercut the field there, I think Dodsy taking tyres, I probably come out in front or right behind Adam Hughes. I'm right on their bumper. I get 3 laps to go at him, 4 laps to go at him instead of just 1. So
Well, it was certainly close, mate, and I'm glad to see you're enjoying the battles. We're going to have to move it on because we've got our F3s coming, so give you a quick chance to shout out to all the sponsors. We did notice the rattle gun on the side of the machine, mate. Have you managed to get Pazload or one of those other rattle gun manufacturers on board yet?
No, but I might have to have a talk to Warren and Brown Tools about, getting the rattle gun rank and official merchandise, mate. Look, big shout out to obviously Warren and Brown Tools. They've been so crucial. As everyone knows here at SRW, you can't run a successful league without the sponsors, and Warren and Brown Tools have really stepped up this last 6 months. DSL Welding Service has been on board for such a long time now. Paul Girl, and I know he hasn't been enjoying his racing as much lately. There's just a lot going on in his life, so really happy to see all of the Girlins back out on the racetrack. Had a phenomenal battle with Deacon last week. Also, a big shout out to Melville Equipment Corporation. Just Dragon RC, Toyo Sim, and the last one is Racecraft Simulations. Big shout out to John Lee over in Perth. If you ever need a rig, honestly, I was prepared to pay for the shipping from Western Australia to Eastern Coast because he just does such a good job. It's worth it.
Awesome, Scotty. Well done on your podium tonight, buddy. We'll let you go. Let's bring in Husey and have a chat to him. You want to stay?
Let's. Husey, mate.
Oh, here we go.
Clutching over the line. What's with the clutching over the line, brother?
Which part? Which lap we talking? Because we're talking like on the stuff like on the last lap, or
yeah, just the last one, mate. That's the only one I care about.
I crossed the line. I had 0.0 liters of laps left. I had 0.3 of a liter left. So
if you buffed down that back straight, I would have had you too. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I was worried about.
It was sick, man. It was so good watching you and Dodsey go head to head as well. Like the crisscrosses were just phenomenal, and positioning the car and that whole lap. It was if you're going shallow, I'm going wide. It was just the crisscross. Again, race control, race management was all on point again. Husey. Oh man,
it was more of a fuel saving. I was going to do it, and then after 2 laps, I sort of kicked it to the curb and said, "Nah, bugger it, I won't fuel save. I'll just consolidate second." And then as soon as I saw Dodsey like 1 second out of the pits in front of me, I thought, "Oh crap! I should have fuel saved. I would have ended up getting ahead of him." So it wasn't meant to be, mate.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. Because we was talking to Kerry, and I said, "See you, Scott, our pro commentator there, having a bit of a chat." But we saw you fuel saving, mate, and I thought you were actually getting to the end. I was like, he knows his stuff, when it comes to fuel saving, and you just making awesome moves, man, and just awesome ducks and dives, as Scotty was saying, and yeah.
Was it that battle with Dylan sort of cost you? You don't think that cost you time? It was because we saw there at one stage sort of, Harry got out to about 18, 19 seconds ahead of you guys.
Yeah, it was only about 8 seconds, and I think I had a little more pace left, but then, just like the fair play to Dylan, he made it extremely hard to pass, and we just chewed up so much time to Harry, and everyone else sort of caught up because I could not get past Dylan. But then obviously he had a massive moment coming out of, I think it was second, third last corner. So, as soon as I got past him, I was able to sort of keep a gap to Harry. But by the time Harry had already just checked out and driven off. So, it definitely cost me, mate. But, look, it is what it is,
Buddy, you finished P2 and put the crisscross machine up there in the points once again. So, we're going to have to move on, buddy. So, I'll give you a quick chance to spruik those sponsors that make it all happen at Crisscross for you boys.
Yeah, mate. Obviously, thanks to yourself, Connor, to Toddy, all the competitors, RC, all the guys at CXR, teammate Jake, Whitey's Pies, Palmerston Bakery, Poolmaster, Jennifer Russell Real Estate, and Shunts, and obviously the Sinkovich brothers for SRW in another season of. So
thanks,
cheers, boys.
Thanks for mentioning me this time, Husey.
I was going to mention you on Friday, but I was a bit too bloody restless on Friday night after that race.
I was going to say before we move on, it's a P2, but mate, it's those wins and podiums are starting to rack up, aren't they?
Yeah, they're coming in pretty handy, aren't they?
Yeah, like even Jake Edwards, man, like how good has he been recently? He's just been smashing it.
Yeah, he's been really good, mate. He's just been really unlucky with the last few races we've had, so hopefully some luck comes his way.
He's almost beaten you, mate. It's a bit worrying, isn't it? But,
well, it is awesome
well done,
chatting
Yuzi.
it to you, buddy. Well done. And we've brought Harry Dodds for Performance Sim Racing in, our winner tonight. Harry, you made that look easy, buddy. But was that you forget to turn tyres off, or were tyres always on the option with that lead gap?
Yep. Well, I'll gladly admit that I did forget to turn off tyres before the race even got going. So yeah, that's a big blunder on my fault. But no, good to get the back to back. Like win last week definitely set me up with good confidence at Sandown. Like it's a track I do love, and this place when they've driven the club layout. But yeah, no, it's really good to get two wins straight.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Awesome,
You're on a bit of a roll now, mate. What's next?
Oh, I don't know. Like probably a bit of chill time, and then I'll jump into the Porsche around the full out of this circuit this time, and then go bananas from there.
Yeah, well, we know you're doing the 500 this weekend, man. Getting all ready for that one.
Oh, I've done no practice around Sandown yet for that one. So yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that. But yeah.
100%, man.
awesome.
You're smashing it, and I think you're on a bit of a roll. Who would you like to thank?
Oh, first off, it's a big shout out to the team mainly. Like the stuck by me. Like the big shout out to the boss Tyson. First off, like that his motivation getting me through it. Like he's very much pushing me to do laps consistently now, and yeah, this car's a jet. And another one to sponsors. Also, it's Toyo Sim as well for us. Use discount code PSR5 off for a better deal. West End Motor Group. Talk to me. Hashtag talk to me, bro. Carrymusic.com. Too Easy Finance. Not Rider Designs. And oh my golly, I'm starting running out of names and things to say here. But yeah, I think that'll do for it.
Yeah, well done, bud. I think you can just be on another roll, and next week's another win, mate. Hopefully in the bag.
Oh, I'd hope so. I'm definitely going for the hat trick.
Well,
Yeah,
certainly,
100%, mate.
leading for the front seems to work for you, Harry. So you just got to keep putting it on pole and driving away with it, buddy.
That's it, mate. That's it. And definitely showed tonight. For some reason, despite, I think by the looks of the Audi because I'm just looking at the stream right now. Just by the looks of the Audi going around these corners at the moment, looks like it's going to need some new suspension after that. Because my golly, that thing was bouncy.
Well, we did sort of note that has been an issue with the Audi, but the pace is there, mate, and you're making it work. So well done tonight on your second victory in 2 weeks, buddy. Well done.
Yeah. Also, last minute shout out to Hughesy as well. I know that I lost all that margin to him prior to the pit stops, but yeah, that was a really good battle between him and I. 2 weeks straight, we've had a decent duke out. So yeah, big shout out to you, brother.
Awesome, buddy. Well done. All right. Well, we will take a short break there, guys, as we get ready for our second race of the night. We have 2 more races coming for you. It is the F3s at Phillip Island, our sprint round doubleheader. We will see you soon on SRW TV, and say thanks to our sponsors.
championship for the F3s. My name's Connor Pixie Nixon. I'm normally nicknamed Pixter. Then Cowie next to me. Thanks for the Warren Brown Tools for the round sponsor. This should be a really good night. We're at Phillip Island. This is where it's all that's happening. We've already we've already said about Phillip Island. It's such a great destination to go to. Pretty much race anything, do anything around here. It's quick, it's fast. There's one of the fishy cars on there, on screen there now. Adam Simpson, just
awesome,
so quick.
buddy.
But Cowie's next to me. Hey, Cowie.
Oh, mate, I love this place, Phillip Island. I wouldn't call it my quickest track, but I do love racing here. And coming down, going up over Lukey Heights, it's crazy. The car getting light, and you're trying to brake as late as you can, and it's almost skating coming down in there. It doesn't matter what car it is, it's skating.
Yeah, exactly.
And, the F3s, well, it's going to be interesting to see these machines go around here. Phillip Island, predominantly a motorcycle track.
Yeah, it's a bit of it's such a mix, because you really couldn't say it's a motorcycle track, because you got the supercars, you got the F3, the S5000, you've got the production. It's just a bunch of things, which is great to see for a track.
I've got my bit of trivia for Phillip Island this week for you, buddy.
Yeah.
So did you know that Phillip Island actually had the first race in 1928?
Wow.
And it was a mix of the open it was basically a high-speed rectangle, and it was closed on public roads with 4 corners, right?
Wow.
Effectively. Now, it was the 100-mile road race, which has effectively since become known as the first Australian Grand Prix.
It was, yeah, because they went to Phillip Island, then they went to Bathurst, so the supercars. So yeah, it's good to see her on board with that's Matty Jones on board there. Really
Danny Matzik, this one is. I think we're on.
Oh, it is too.
One of the kittens machines. Well, guys, you've got to think when you see pink, you've got to think kittens. Meow, pink, meow.
Yeah, definitely. Matty Jones on board.
Yeah, okay, so something's going on with my SDK then, because I'm looking at a completely wrong thing.
Yeah, so that's Matty Jones on board, one of our quickest drivers on track. Championship last season. Sorry, absolutely smashed it out of the park with under Matty Jones. I guess we should go back in the field, see what's happening. So who we got on screen there? One of Scotty Barton. Scotty Barton's one of our really quick. Scotty Lofthouse, Martin Lofthouse. Sorry, Bruce White's just there. Yeah. Jeff Thomas, he's been really quick. Bruce White and Jeff Thomas, Bruce White and Jeff Thomas have been really quick recently for how little they've, Bruce is pretty new, coming back to sim racing. Jeff Thomas has been quick, just off the mark. Go back a little, Matthew Pignata, really quick last week. Adrian Loretti, he's always been quick. David Galar, he's had a bit of an up and down. David Gallo, he's just kind of been a bit up and down, but when he's on, he's on. Timothy, really good as well. I think that whole team's just been a really good team. They've just been pretty dominant, up their field and been doing really well.
Well, there's enough of them out there. So.
Oh, there's so many, isn't there? There's so many of them.
That's great to see, man. Look, we love seeing teammates sort of coming on board, and we've seen that they've been prepared to race each other. I know I've got a bit of dirt inside information from Kittens Motorsports machine runners. Yeah. So apparently, Darren Fahey said there's not a lot of goss this week. He did break his middle finger on his right hand last week. So
not the middle finger. He can't break the middle finger. That's the best finger of all.
I was wondering how far it was sticking out when he broke it. Alright, but so we'll see how he goes with a Formula wheel and high force feedback. It'll be maximum force feedback challenge this week, Darren. Right, he reckons he's only done about 12 laps of practice out here. So he's
I
saying...
call a bit of bull on that.
Well, he
Bit of
did say
boulder
he didn't
dust
know
on
how
that
the
one.
race was going to go. Well, he's in luck. It's a sprint round tonight, so he gets a double go. Now,
Well,
apparently, Andrew Lydon had a race here last night and got murdered at the Great Southern Loop. So I would suspect Andrew's going to be very wary and keep that inside tight line, and will exercise lots of caution there tonight.
yeah,
So-
definitely. And Southern Loop here on shot here, and one of the couple of the 1.9 cars are coming through as well. Look at those shot, great shot from Toddy there. Now the 1.9 boys are going to come through, shot there. So that's the new 1.9 liveries as well. So we went from retro liveries to the new ones.
Well, it's
Now
looking
we're
like
gonna
it's a
go to Cam.
good sized field out there tonight. We've got 20
is.
odd cars on the track at the moment. So that is great to see. Our F3s, it has been, quite the revelation this season. The F3s were great last season with lots of sort of close battles, but it's been this new season where we've seen it just get taken to another level, and we get to see, as you said, the S5000s racing Bathurst and Winton and Phillip Island and Oran Park, and it's all those great Aussie tracks we know and love. And then we get to watch an open wheel car that doesn't like curves drive at tracks that are full of them.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Matty Jones and P1 right now, and Adrian Loretti and P2 as Matty Jones just passes on the inside of one of the kitten cars there. Adrian, good move there. Awesome
Little
move.
bit of a toe there, baby.
In
We'll
quality.
see if that has a ploy on the qualifying times using that slipstream. We have seen it be a definite effect with these cars in previous rounds. Just on board with one of the JWM machines. There is half a dozen of these cars out here tonight, as well as the Kittens machines. So, and some great racing last week from the JWM boys right in the middle of the thick of it. And it was Martin Lofthouse actually picked up his first podium last week with a P2 behind Chris Island of Senate Sports, who finally got one up on Matty Jones. And we also had Matthew Pignata for Alpha Venturi Racing get onto the podium last week, so a great result from Matthew as well. And I remember that race. Matthew was everywhere in amongst it, getting past, making passes. It was crazy. You remember that, Connor? He was right in the thick of things.
Oh, mate, what a race. Pignata was just unbelievable. When you have those moves, it's just incredible to see people just ducking and diving and moving under brakes and really pushing the cars to its limits. And, like people like Pignata, pushing to the limits and using all the car and passing all the people. Matthew Jones still in P1. Jeff Thomason, he's in P3. He's done a really good lap time. Yeah, really good P3. He's been always Mr. Consistent when it's being in the top three. Sometimes he's out of it, but most of the time he's in the top three. Chris Island's just popped up to P4. He's one of Matty Jones' teammates. Senate Sports.
Okay. It's going to be quite interesting here. It's great to see my buddy Bruce White. He's back with us tonight. I know Bruce had a bit of a shocker last week in the F3s and in the Porsches. I think he might have got black flag and have a rear grid if he races the Porsches again this week.
As Chris Holland just flies off the track there. Don't think he hits the wall. Yeah, curse of the commentator, as Toddy's just said in the background. He hasn't hit the wall, but yeah, that was close. That was really close. That was really good by Chris there. Good save there. One of the kitten cars on board. Always David Gallo in P5. He's
That's a lot of dirt on Dave. I know I did have to apologise to Danny for butchering his name again last week.
Straight on to him, aren't you? Straight on to him. Bang.
But the Kitten boys, they hang around after the end of the night to have a chat with me, and it's great to be able to jump in and have a chat with those boys, get their feelings on the race. And the great thing is they brought 6 or 7 of their teammates over here to race this league after last season, and they're all having an absolute ball. Oh, who's that's going around there?
Well, talking about a bit of dirt, I might as well tell it. Boss man from 1-9, he's going to get surgery this weekend. Yeah, it's not the best surgery in the world, but it's he's went out for one of his downstairs surgery, so going to get the snips. So good luck, Chris, in the surgery. But on board with that's actually our new teammate going across the hill there. I should say. That's
reading.
Sorry, buddy. I was going to say going back on board, but that's Bryce Meddings. He's actually our new teammate coming across to the 1-9 entries. So he's added to the list. So now we've got about 12 people on board.
Okay, so maybe just trying to work out how fast he can go into that pit lane, and that was probably a little bit too fast. Now, we do have a few comments up there for YouTube. Guys, thanks very much for your comments. Of course, if you're enjoying all the great action here at SRW TV, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the action. And yes, looks like the talk seems to be something about, is that Scotty Rankin driving like a pensioner? What's this? Yes, the momentum of the walking frame. If he went to the outside, he could hold it. Oh, I'm loving it. Yeah. And apparently the walking frame doesn't have grip out in that outside line.
Hang on.
Some great burns, boys.
Does the walking frame have a wing and 4 tires?
Probably. No, Scotty Rankin it would anyway. Or it would
probably got a microphone on it too.
Well, no, that's where you'd get the peg and the playing card to get the rumble through the spokes.
It'd be something like that. Yeah. It'd have a microphone on it. It'd have 4 wheels on it, the big wing, and all the stuff. So yeah, definitely. We need to make a car like that first, Scotty. If there's any engineers out there, Warren & Brown Tools, they can help us out with that for the tools.
Well, they are a round 4 sponsor. Great to have them on board, as well as DSL Welding Services, our major sponsor. We've also awesome to have Racecraft Simulations, Dragon RC Melville equipment called Toyo Sim, and the promo department safety car. We didn't see the safety car at all in the previous race, the TCRs. At the moment, looks like my SDK is deciding to play games again.
Yeah, I mean, we had no safety cars because just the racing caliber's just been that good recently. I mean, the only action we've been seeing with safety cars is more the F3, but that's because they're open wheelers, the cars are a bit more fragile.
That's because they break if you look at them.
Yeah, and that's it. But in the GT3s, the supercars, the racing's just been unbelievable. Last week, and Stephen and I said, Stephen, runs basically SRW, and he has just been saying last week was the best set of racing we've had forever. So it's good to see our benchmarks just getting better and better on board with one of the boys. Bit of a lock-up, bit of a wiggle, DSL Welding Services replay. Thanks to those boys. We get the replays. Yeah. So, yeah, in quali, he's just made a bit of a mistake there. Bit of a lock-up from Chris Island coming down the hill. Adrian Lady.
Keep an eye and see who we've actually still got out on the track. Is this on board with Martin Lofthouse, is it? No? Hey, Loretti there. Jeff Thomas had a great, having a great run at the moment, running up in P3. So it seems to be Phillip Island, one of his tracks that he loves. And I suppose we all have our favourites, and if the answer is anything other than Bathurst, then you're wrong. But but Phillip Island is one of those places we can let you slide if you're in the upper. Steve Tonkin, good call there, Toddy. Has jumped that JWM machine up into P4 at the moment. Had a Scott Bargen at the moment running P5 for After Dark Sim Racing. Chris Island in P6 at the moment, and by the looks of that, not even out on the track. So we only have 20 seconds or so left, guys, and it is our sprint format tonight. And what that means is when the counter hits 15 minutes here in quali, it ends straight away. So no chance to finish your lap. So you better hope you've already got your hot one already bedded down, because it's about to end. And you can see here is Andrew going to maybe try and get across the line here before it finishes? I don't think so, no. And that will be the end of quali. Yeah, no. Coming in at Lukey Heights. All right. So
looked like Bryce was on a really good lap too, so unlucky for those boys. So we'll read through the list, might as well. You know, we'll read from the top 10 down. Just the top 10, because we'll be here for hours just to... Oh, seriously, GT3s, mate. That was exact same. Matty Jones, P1, really good lap time. 22-1, really good lap time by Matty Jones. 3/10 behind him, Adrian Loretti in the Kitten's car. Sorry, Matty Jones was in the Performance Sim Racing car, so well done to him. Adrian Loretti, Kitten cars, 3/10 off him. Jeff Thomas, really close with Adrian, only a couple of hundredths off after Loretti than Adrian. Steve Tonkin, JWM Motorsport, really good lap time by him, sitting in P4. Scott Bargen, P5 in the After Dark Sim Racing. Chris Island sent it Sim Sports. He didn't get a really good lap time in, so that's quite interesting. He'll be coming through the field. Dave from the Kittens, good lap time by him in P7. Andrew in the another Kitten cars, so they're in a full row of Kittens. P8. Daniel in the P9, he's in the Kitten car. P9. Matthew Pignata, P10. Bruce White, P11. P12. Adam Simpson. So in the Fishy
Motorsports.
Yeah.
A great battle with Adam at Winton on Monday night a couple of weeks ago. Thomas Sanderson there, Timothy for JWN, Martin Lofthouse, Tim Betts, Bryce Meddings, and you driver, Bryce.
Yep.
Darren Fay, that's your teammate, is it, Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce is
nine. Yep, so Darren Fay with Kittens. Darren Fay back in 18th, so that hand's hurting him. Christopher Bleakley, Brad Hudson, Danny Matzik, and Dean Singer.
And they're grinning up. They're already... Oh, there's the lights, and we go green in the F3 DSL Welding Services. We're green.
I think Scott Hutchin bogged down a little bit there on the inside. So Chris Island has already got a spot up there. Who's that on the inside of Chris Island?
Adrian on the outside. Chris Island, better contact on the outside. J&W behind the Kitten cars. Matty Jones is leading the field. Kitten cars got a pretty good launch, side by side up to the hairpin.
That was Danny that got ran wide there, I think, was it? Or Andrew? No, it was Andrew Lyden. It was Andrew Lyden and Bruce White got caught up in that as well, because he's down 9 spots as well.
Chris Island, one of the Fishy cars in the back of the Kitten cars. Chris Island in the back with Jeff Thomas and Adrian Loretti. They're in a battle. Adrian's sitting there on the outside. See how they go up to the top of the hill. Side by side on the outside, he's backed out. Good move by Jeff. He's going to be up the inside. No, he's going to back out. Well done.
Chris Island there at the moment with Steve Tonkin. They're battling hard. Chris Island on the outside now. He might get the run here. He's going to get it on Jeff Thomas. Right on the back of him. Side by side, coming out of the last corner. Look at the move he's made on him. Look at that. 2. Now 3 wide. They're going to make this 3. No, it's still going to be 2. It's going to be 4 wide.
There's another one. Scotty Margin.
5 wide. Here we go. 5 wide.
Oh my God. This is going to be hectic. 2 wide into the corner. Still 2 wide in the background. Single file.
Yep.
They're gonna
Single
go
block
wide,
with the southern
get the
loop.
good
It's all about
exit.
the exit. Yep, all
Yeah.
about the exit here.
100%. So going up to the hairpin now. This is the hardest bit of the track, in my opinion. Getting the car stopped, getting those brakes nice and warm. Now they get a slam on Chris Island up the inside. Great move on Jeff Thomas. Really good move. Steve Tonkin's right there too, on to capitalise if they make a mistake. Jeff Thomas is under a really lot of pressure. Chris Island's going to be after Adrian now. And behind him is Pignata.
Matthew Pignata with a great start. He is up 4 spots at the moment from P10 up to P6, so a good start from him. Our big losers, David Gallo, Andrew Lydon down 10 positions, Bruce White down 8 positions. And Daniel Byrne is gone into pit lane, so he's got damage. So Daniel Byrne, our biggest loser there, down 12 positions at the moment. That does mean the safety car is actually up 1 position, funnily enough, because
So
our
Chris
big winner
Island.
is Chris Bleakley. He's up 10, so there's our big mover. Brad Hudson up 9, so 2 big movers.
Yeah, the 1-9 boss is moving through the field. Christopher Bleakley.
Well,
Brad on screen here.
this is our double-header race tonight, Connor. So
safety car.
this is safety car.
Safety car. Sorry, we completely missed that. That was a safety car.
Thomas Sanderson had a moment. Is that what's caused it, perhaps? Let's have a look and see what's happened here. He's come into the pits and just gone in way too hot and buried it into the wall. Is the car dead? Okay. Is there another reason for the safety car?
That's a bit of a weird reason to pull out a safety car.
It's a fair bit of damage to that car. But he will have a fast repair to get it fixed.
Maybe
There
it's
we
when he
go.
came out of pits, maybe.
Taking.
There's another replay we're going to pull on.
Alright, Toddy's he might have found the culprit here. There we go. Oh, so that's a massive Bruce
bang!
And
There it
no.
Yeah, that
Bruce has come out in the middle. Oh, that's chaos
Wow.
there. Oh. Oh, wow.
That was crazy. So we found the incident. We were like, oh, that's a bit weird. But yeah, there's the incident with Bruce White and a couple of kitten boys there. That was just huge. Watch it again from DSL Welding Services replay. Yeah, look at those kitten cars. So hang on. So one of them's ran wide. Bruce's went off in sympathy. So wait for Bruce to go wide here. So this was first lap.
It's just got on the gas.
Yeah. Yeah, the downforce hasn't kicked in yet. Cold tyres, look at that. They've both went off. Bruce is, oh, bang. Oh, look at
So
that.
he's come back on.
Now, one of the 1-9s just passed him.
Someone spun out behind him.
Look at that Kin car.
He's come back on. And yeah, he's just come out a little bit too far. And Danny's collected him there.
Andrew Lydon.
Andrew Lydon, apologies.
Oh,
Wow.
unfortunate for those guys.
Certainly
cars.
craziness.
Yeah, I feel like the kitten cars got caught up in Winton. And they got caught up again, but not for the same reason. But wow.
Yeah, Bruce has been in the wars the last couple of races, I think. So, all right. So we've had a couple of guys go into pit this early. Being a sprint round, these guys will not need to come in for fuel. So you wouldn't want to be giving up any track position unless you are dealing with damage. But the promo department safety car is out. I wasn't sure if we were going to see it tonight. Phillip Island is one of those tracks that has those long run-off areas, so you can tend to recover. But again, we are talking about the most fragile car on the planet sometimes. So things break on these M3s and they don't want to go anywhere.
Oh, mate, it's like they disintegrate. Not like this big old beamer. Look at the size of it, man. Look at the size of it. Looks like a planet. Look at it. Thank you for the promo department for their safety car. Looks gorgeous, but it's a Planet, so we can get our sponsors out there. Thanks for the promo department.
He's pulling away, so the Matty Jones has control of the field once again. It is Matty Jones leading Adrian Loretti and Christopher Ireland for P1, 2 and 3. At the moment, Jeff Thomas is still doing well. He's down 1 position at the moment, but still holding onto P4. Steve Tonkin, Matthew Pignata up 4 spots, great move. The other big mover is Christopher Bleakley up 9 positions in up 10 positions in P9. Adam Simpson is up 4 positions in P8. Brad Hubson up 9 positions in P11. So there's definitely some movers at the back of the field. Darren Fahey up in 13.
So we should go back to the top of the field as Matty Jones is about to go green light here. In the send at Sim Sports, his teammates right there under attack by Chris on, and they're green. Green. Adrian Loretti's going to try and follow him here. Down the long straight, you got to stay to the left so you can get the best entrance as possible. He's gapped Adrian a little bit. Look at the battles in the back. Look at that. Pignata on the outside, Scotty on the inside. That's Christopher Bleakley up the inside. Now he's on the outside of the fish.
Adam Simpson picking up a spot there, and he was one of the cars moving around at the back there, Connor, that was trying to look for a way through. Is that the JWMs? I think that might have been Jeff Thomas that went a little bit wide there, and now Steve's right on his bacon as well. Scott Barton moving up well here.
No, he's backed out of it. Right on the outside.
Someone's been spotted a couple of cars off there. Is that Scotty Barton? Who else is that? And that is, let's see who Scotty got involved with there. But he's been on the radio, and we're going to have a look at it thanks to DSL Welding Services. So it's Andrew Lydon here. We're going to make a move, and there's just up the inside, and Andrew Lydon's himself.
Oh, but there's already someone off. I saw them off.
Yeah, no, there was another. It was that contact there that where those cars that were off. That seemed to be what was brought
Chris
out.
Island. Chris Island's in the P2 now. He's made a spot up.
Bruce White has been giving a pit lane start for race number 2, maybe. For impeding car for I know that was been for the qualifying, I believe. So just checking the race control room then, and that car there is looking a little bit broken from Scott Barton, and alright, so Toddy unable to get right to the bottom of that mess, but we've got live action here at Phillip Island. 6 laps into our 20-minute sprint race. We'll have this 20-minute race, then there'll be a short 5-minute intermission while we grid up our 30-minute feature, which will have a reverse top 10, which always spices things up, Connor, and just brings action right to the fore once again.
Yeah, mate, definitely. That second race is just all about survival, but this first one's just get ahead, get in that top 10. If you're 10th, you're P1 in the next race. So you might as well be in P10. So right now, Christopher Bleakley sitting in a great spot. Started in P19, now he's in P8. What a great move. Brad is in a great spot as well. Brad's
Hudson,
made
10 spots into P10 at the moment, so that is the whole shot for race number 2. But is that who's that pushing Brad up the inside there? That was Tim Betts looking to try and make a move around the outside.
But yeah, it's all about being in that top 10. So you wouldn't want to win this race, you'd want to be 10th.
Well, it's same points for both races tonight, so it's all about trying to finish as high as you can and trying to then repeat it and do it all again. So on board with Tim Betts at the moment, one of the JWM eMotorsports machines. There is quite a few of them out here, but they all have got distinct little colour differences. Help us tell them apart. And we can see here that Tim is just trying to put a bit of pressure on his teammate who has that all coveted P10 position. That will be P1 in the next race. At the moment, Tim in P11. Where does he start the next race? 11th. That's how big it is. One spot could make all the difference for race 2.
That's
Tim, so I can't see him giving this one away just yet.
Yeah, I mean, even, you know, the guys in front of him, bit of a lock-up from one of the kitten cars in front.
That would be Christopher Bleakley, that lock up there at
big
the
old
moment.
lock-up, yeah. Yeah, coming down that hill. He's just had a big old lock-up. New livery on the 1-9 entry.
Yeah, so Chris is one of your new team members, mate. How did you manage to pick him up?
No, Christopher Bleakley is actually the owner. He's the boss.
There you go. I apologise. Who was your new team member you had in?
Bryce. So Bryce is a bit down.
Sorry, okay, that was my wrong. So, all right, we'll say Chris is the team owner.
Yeah.
So he's been running this for a while. He's been a part of sim racing for a while, has he?
Yeah, so God, it's a bit of a long story, but basically 6 months ago he wanted to start up a team. And basically he got myself and Braden on board, then we started picking up new people like Matty Stewart, Jake Jackson, Bryce and Luke Jennings and Matty Keane. He's one of our co-drivers this weekend, so yeah.
So how's Chris handling the pressure of dealing with you pack of rat bags?
He's very good at it, man. He's a very supportive guy and does all the stuff. He does all the liveries. You know, anyone out there that wants any liveries done, just hit up Chris on the 19 Facebook page. He makes amazing liveries. But yeah, he's done a bit of a Mercedes theme tonight. So yeah, but yeah, he's been doing amazing. And yeah, like I said, he's going into surgery for this weekend. So I'm guessing he wants a bit of a win.
Well, there would be no better way to finish his performance of the week than to put it up there on the podium. But we are on board with our current series champion and season 3 champion as well, Matty Jones, and he's got a commanding lead at the moment. He's got that about 1.5 seconds out of Chris Island. This is a pseudo team here because he is running a Centred Sim Sports livery, but he's running under the Precision Performance Racing Shop, and but we do know that these boys have been spending a lot of time, this whole team spends a lot of time working on the setups for the F3s. It's very much a big part of their push, much like the Kitten Boys and JWM. There are teams that really love these cars, that open wheel racing. Different style racing than we're used to, Connor, but racing is racing, and you know, you've got to put the hours in to get the results, no matter what machine you're driving.
Well, I'm doing these things next season. I've been doing the F3A, one of the leagues.
Okay.
And,
Right, so just remember how good you got to be to me this season, because maybe next season I'll be in a position to throw a fair bit of it back at you, buddy.
Yeah, well that's it. So yeah, I'll be.
Well, you've heard what happens to Scotty. You know, Scotty's not talking with me anymore, so he's out on track. So I'm going to give it to him. So if you join him out on track, you're going to cop it as well, buddy.
Oh mate, it's no shot.
Mate, come on.
Yeah. On the let's talk about better pushing there on the straight there.
I see Tom coming here, and is that Jeff Thomas? So these two are pushing hard. But as look, you know, these boys might be teammates, but I'm sure that these guys are racing each other week in, week out. So you get to SRW, and yes, they are a team, but it's still, that's your opponent out there, and you want to finish in front of him.
Yeah, mate, it's all about just, he's going to go up the inside. No, he's going to back out of it. I thought he was going to make a dive up the inside.
You know what the best place to see your opponent is, don't you?
Oh, mate, I've driven around here way too many times.
In your mirror.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's it.
Your opponent's in your mirrors.
Oh, mate,
You
don't want to, no. you want to behind, mate. You know, if I had you in my mirror, I'd be absolutely chuffed. So, yeah, I mean, it's all about just, you know, but if you're in front and you're defending, it's just about really just knowing where their car is. A bit of a lock-up from
the boys are
Venturi.
pushing hard. Well, there's lock-ups from just about everyone coming down Lukey Heights there. So, just goes to show you just the load on the car, that downhill braking area. And again, you know, because it's downhill, you've got to be so gentle on the brakes. Really easy to lock up those fronts.
Yeah, you can only put about 60% brake pressure in, really. So you really got to know how you brake. And here comes Steve up the inside on his teammate, P4. Really nice move from Steve there. Really nice move on the inside. His teammate's backed out.
Oh,
really
Jeff didn't fight that too hard there, but
no, he didn't.
But that's smart running as well, because if you try to fight it too hard, you're just going to compromise your own pace.
Yeah,
and we still have About 3.5 minutes left in this race, so he still has time. And you can see here, now it's his turn to have a go with the toe. Though he has come out of it a little bit as we come into the
huge lock-up.
hairpin.
That was a huge... Oh!
Spin. So he's got
Yeah,
the
a bit of a
gas
lip
up
there.
there and locked it up. And
That was
some good
scary.
evasive action from Jeff Thomas and Matthew Pignata there. That's cost him big time. How far has that dropped him down? Now to 9th. So
Now he's on the back of a Christopher Blakely. We're gonna have to probably not...
yep, let's go back to live. We've got action happening up plenty here. As
up the inside. He's had a bit of a poke. Now too wide on the exit. Now you got to get a good run onto this straight. If you don't get a good run, you pretty much screwed the pooch. Christopher Blakely's got a bit of gap here, so that's good.
Well, Steve showed pace. He was running up, battling for P4, so...
Now he's going to go on the outside. Chris can hold this. He's in good. He's in the good spot. P8 now, Chris. P9, so that's a P8, P9 battle.
Yep, Chris Bleakley just holding off Steve Tonkin there at the moment.
Yep.
So Steve...
Better contact.
See the two boys behind him, Bradley Hudson and Tim Betts, were also had the car sideways at the back there as well. And we can see Andrew Lydon coming to join in there. This also your new teammate Bryce Meddings on the back of this as well. So we're going to have six-way action very soon, buddy.
Oh mate, it's all happening, isn't it? Christopher just having a bit of a lock up into the corner. We're going to have to go up the front here. The bottle is my boss, so he cannot screw this up. Well, I'll give you the graph for the next. I will kill him.
Inside the last 2 minutes of this motor race. Race number 1 tonight, guys. It is our sprint round format. So our top 10 places here will be switched around for our reverse grid race number 2 feature.
Up the hill, bit of a move from Steve. Is he backed out of it? No,
well, lock up there, but he's still done well and got that turn.
Wow. That was
Nice
a lot
move.
of commitment there, wasn't it? He just kept it there and just didn't back out of it. Good move by him. Really good move. So Chris might have a bit of a run on the straight now.
Adam Simpson in P7 here, having a run on Darren Fahey, so that's a close
White
battle
flag.
as well. We
Last
are
lap.
Barney waving the white flag, so we have one more lap at the moment. It is Matty Jones, it's 2.5 seconds
outside now.
Adrian Loretti and Chris Island are battling up for P2 there as well, buddy. I've just seen Chris get around Adrian. Adrian's looking to try and get him back here. So we've got battles up and down the track at the moment, guys. Matthew Pignata trying to get up the inside there of Jeff Thomas. Jeff has done
the big
what
pack behind is getting big. There's almost contact.
Chris Bleakley sucks at him. He's dropped back a couple. The boss man's fallen back.
No, he's all right. There's someone else that's off the track though. I don't know who that was. Chris, Steve Tonkin's gone. Look at this, Christopher Bleakley up the top of the hill. Now he's going to have to come down the hill, so he's pushing up the hill, almost too wide up to the top of the hill.
Chris Island and Adrian Loretti are battling hard as they come around the last corner. It will be...
Huge contact in the back.
Matty Jones will take out our race number 1. Looks like it's going to be Chris Island coming across the line for Sendit Sim Sports in P2. Adrian Loretti in P3. Looks like that was close, but he couldn't quite get it done. What's happened there? Tim Betts has run off. There's a bit of contact there. Oh, wow. So we had massive events happening there at the end of that race. Just too much happening there for us to keep an eye on everything. We will try and bring a replay there of that mid-pack battle there. The last lap, if we can.
Oh, that was a bad rejoin. So one of the Kim cars actually rejoined and smashed into Bryce as well.
Oh, well, let's see what Toddy can give us a look at here so we can talk it through with our viewers. Alrighty, Toddy, see what you can show us, buddy. I know that it's probably going to advance stuff at some point, but we'll see what we can do.
Oh, we got 5 minutes, so we're all good.
So here's what's happened to Steve. Steve's gone and just got on the gas early, and that's what we were on board when that happened. Right? And he's rejoined and just... So that's when he's fought his way back there. No, can you go back now? Yeah, I thought that might happen to you there, Toddy. SDK clearing all of the
Unlucky.
replays. That's all right. Well, Well, we did have a 5-minute warm-up, guys, so if you
Yep.
need to take a little refresher out there, go and restock the larder and get ready for our feature race here, F3s at Phillip Island. This is Cowie Average Sim Racer, together with Connor Pixie Nixon. We will see you soon. All right, sim racing fans, we are back getting ready for race number 2 of our F3 Season 3 coming home series here. All Australian tracks in the F3s. We've had one race here at Phillip Island, and it's now for that reverse grid top 10. And let's see what action is getting ready for us here. Connor, it's going to be awesome, buddy.
Yeah, definitely, man. We're definitely, first race was just jam packed. We had Christopher Blakely and all the kitten cars just getting down and dirty. We had that huge contact in the back of the race. But
it was unfair. The guys up front were battling when the mid-pack were having a really good battle.
Yeah, I know.
The guys up front, you're not allowed to battle when the mid-pack is fighting like that. We want to stay focused on the mid-pack, and you decided, no, there wasn't enough attention on the podium, so you guys had to battle as well. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, what are we supposed to do, But, I mean, yeah,
awesome,
like, what a battle, and I don't think we could have got any better from the F3s. But what a turnaround we've had from season to season. Like last season it was a bit stale, but now it's just red hot. It
all started to come alive last season. I don't think I've seen that many safety cars in a season. Last one, but we've just seen that. I think the guys are getting sort of more of a handle on it. I think the drivers are starting to have a bit more input into the setups that we're using for these series as well. So that really helps as well. And, you know, when we've got Kittens Motorsport and JWN Motorsports on board, we've even got a Fishy Motorsports machine in there, the Send It Simsport boys. Having those teams on board means that, you know, they want to have great racing. You don't see 6 and 7 team members all join a league to try and win it. They're joining to race with their mates. And it's great that we can have them here and have these great battles. Alrighty, well, here it is. Your new teammate Bryce Meddings finished P10. He's going to lead it away from the front. Bradley Hudson, JWM for P2. Christopher Bleakley, the team boss, for 1-9 in P3. Adam Simpson, Fishy Motorsports. Good to see Adam up in P4. Darren Fahey, Kittens Racing. That's a pretty good recovery for Darren after a pretty poor qualifying in race 1. Matthew Pignata, we've seen how tenacious Matthew is with his racing, and he's right in the thick of it again with P6. Jeff Thomas for JWM. Adrian Loretti, Kittens Racing, Chris Island and Matty Jones for P10. All right, here come the lights, Connor. Get ready to take it away again, buddy.
Yeah, mate, let's get it rock and roll. So the start of the race, Bryce Meddings is going to lead us away, and we're off. They're away. There's a pretty good start. No one's really locked up or anything. So
Chris
they're away. One of them, Bryce has already been overtaken. Chris is going to help him behind him. Almost 3 wide in the back there. Look at that. The 1-9 car's up the inside. One of the Kittens and the JWM Motorsports on the outside. Bryce has got him on the exit. Good run. Bit of a tap. He hasn't given him much room.
Well, it's all clean, but everyone's jostling for position. Look at this.
Chris Island. Oh, that was huge.
And is that one of the David Gallo who's ran?
Oh
no, contact!
Adam Simpson just turned Christopher Bleakley there.
Oh
no, that was Bryce Meddings. That was Bryce.
Well, we have got chaos there. We'll keep an eye at that. May well bring out a safety car.
Oh, Christopher Bleakley's going down the sheet now.
We've got cars.
Safety car.
Safety car has been called by race control. All right, let's go back and have a look at that, Toddy. That was some pretty crazy stuff going on there, buddy. Oh, let's go back and have a look at the start. Let's have a look at the start and we can see. I know Chris Island got a pretty good launch, but then had nowhere to go. And
I wonder what happened there, because
all right.
DSL Welding Services replay
So here we see Chris Island just had to right there, made a little contact there with, I think they might have been Jeff Thomas there he made contact with. Oh, what's happened there? So let's wind that back up there, Toddy.
So I think,
let's have a look. So it looks like is that Bryce that's got a little bit loose?
Yeah, I think that's...
So let's go to Bryce
Meddings.
So he's got a little bit loose.
Yeah, look at that. So yeah, that's Bryce on board.
See, that's Adam Simpson on the outside. Yeah, so he's just got a little bit loose, I think, here. And I think the rear's probably turned around on him, has it? Let's keep an eye out here.
It's went too wide and he's backed out.
Yeah, just the curb has unsettled it. He's lost the rear, and then next minute he's just in the path of Adam Simpson. Who else is in that? Was that
Chris Island's in there?
Chris Island's in there.
Matthew Pignato's in there. There's a few in there. Matty Jones got 3 though. Chris Island.
Here we go. Let's have a look at it here at high speed. So Chris did really want to go deep and
it was a very interesting move. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Well, Adam Simpson got on the power and he got into the back of Bryce there, but Bryce was already going around. And that's the problem, you know. Adam's getting on the power and Bryce is trying to get on the power and the car's going the wrong way. And it's just nothing you can do when it's that close.
You can't do anything about it. Like, you know, I think that's just a racing incident. We'll see what race stewards do about that. But yeah, like Bryce is locked up there.
He's made contact. Who's that with on the way through? That might have been...
if we just go in front with Bryce Meddings in the cockpit, if we can go to him just to see what his steering input's like. There he is. Yeah, look how much lock he's put in.
Yeah, he's just understeer. He's got on the gas, and then it's just rotated round on him. Yeah.
Oh, there's Christopher Blakely there.
And then, yeah, these guys
bang!
know where to go.
Look at that.
Oh. Well, the reverse grid does tend to, throw a bit of pressure on guys that are normally those mid packers. They get a run up the front, and sometimes things happen. And not saying anything about Bryce's driving there, but looks like that was he just got on the outside, was trying to give room, and lost it. So, but these things do happen. Bradley Hudson, well, he's taken advantage of that. He got clear into T1 and has stayed clear. Bruce White up into P3, so Bruce has taken big advantage of that carnage there as well. And
what happened to Christopher Blakely? Because he got clear of that.
I think he got caught and launched in that. Christopher has...
No, he
pitted. He has pitted.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he did get clear.
Well, effectively, Andrew Lydon down have all pitted.
Yeah.
So we've only got like half a dozen cars. Brad Hudson, Steve Cocker, Bruce White, Scott Bargent, Daniel Byrne and Timothy Schmalenberg that haven't pitted. The rest have.
Yeah.
So that's why we're sort of seeing things the way they are. Though Andrew Lydon, he's looking pretty good in P7 coming out of the pit cycles ahead. Okay, we're going to have a look to see what happened to the team boss here.
So he looks like he's he's just put a bit too much jandle, and so he's got his right wheel. Yeah, that's damage for sure. It's not too. Maybe it's not too bad. There's a bit of floor damage though, for sure.
Yeah, it would affect it. You can see the carnage happening behind him at this
Look
point
at that.
as well.
Take a photo of that, ladies and gentlemen. That was huge. Look at that.
Look at it. And that's why we have safety cars.
Exactly. From the promo department.
Is that a gaggle of F3s? We call that a gaggle. You can't call it a school.
A fluffle.
A fluffle of F3s.
A fluffle.
No, I like your call. A murder of crows. So it was a murder of F3s. Nice call there, Toddy.
I think a
see
fluffle.
there. Now, I do know that
makes
at one point in time, these S3s probably have driven on banked tracks. But I don't think that's the banking you're looking for at Billabong.
Well, Chris's background of iRacing is rallycross, so yeah, used to driving on the dirt. But yeah.
Well, let's go back live and watch these cars. I think we're going to be doing one more lap under the safety car, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, promo department safety car out there, driven by my team boss. He's even put his number on there, 037. Oh, that's a bit cheeky.
Of course he is. Sounds like a McDemoy. McAvoy. There's too many Macs. There's too many Macs. No, there's you got Zach Mack, you got McAvoy, and then McDemar. Serious? Come on. But yeah, thanks for Tyson for driving the car.
Well, your last name could be Smith, and there could be 1,400 of you in the.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, so let's go back to our field there as the safety car pulls away. It is in the hands of Bradley Hudson here, Stephen Tonkin teammate right behind him, and Bruce White. Well, Bruce managed to avoid all of the carnage in that race. Was right in it.
How he did.
And he's in a position to, pull out a good result here in race 2. See how Brucey goes.
Yeah, it's good to see Bruce coming back. He's almost like the enforcer coming back into it. So
he's had a rocky road last week with a few incidents, and he's had one tonight so far in race number 1, and I think he got a pit lane start for impeding someone in quali. So I don't know if Brucey's had a great night out there, but when you find yourselves in these positions, it's all about what you do with the hand dealt to you right at this point in time. Bradley's really checking him up, mate.
Let's see what happens here. Bradley Hudson leads the field.
It looks like he's going to hold him pretty much all the way to the line.
Yeah, look at that. ladies and gentlemen, DSL F3s, and they're gone. Oh, there's already contact. That's Christopher Holland at the back.
Is that a GWM he got in contact with there as well? That is likely going to be another safety car here. And yes, safety car
wide.
called already. Oh, wow. Is that Jeff Thomas, I think, that had contact there with Chris Island?
No, it hasn't called. So Ken Carr up the inside, JWM on the outside. So they'll just run down to the the little hairpin that there was a huge crash at. It's got Bargin on the outside.
In the middle of this, has got a couple of kicks in front of him. And Matty Jones trying to go around the outside of Timothy there at the moment. That's a bold move, but we'll pull him up the inside for the next corner. Oh, that's Stephen Tonga making a move for the lead. Bruce White hot from the heels, and Bradley Hudson here as well. So it is on for young and old up the front. Bruce switching inside and out, trying to look for a way through as the teammates try to make that car as wide as two cars can be. Oh, that's close.
Bruce White on the outside. Bruce on the outside now.
He's tucked in.
On the outside now, he's going to tuck back in the inside. Now he's going to follow him. This is where you can get the good run. This is where you can make your passing opportunities. But Barton, not Barton, he's going to make the move on Steve. Steve's going to drop back. Bruce is going to burst Steve. Steve's 3 wide here. 3 wide. Bit of a touch. JWM on the left-hand side. Bruce in the inside. The Shark. There's no contact. Look at that.
Oh, how's that? Is there still a car on the inside? No, he's gone through to P3 to P1. Nice move, Bruce White.
Oh, let's see how long he can hold on to it. Bruce is going to lead him down to the
as well, buddy.
They're going to lead him down to the hairpin now. Up the inside, Bruce White's going to hold it. Yep, really just tucks in there. Doesn't make a move. JWM on the outside. Now the inside. This is where he can make his move. No, he's backed out. Smart driving by him. Oh, how good's this? Up to the hill. Look at one of the kitten cars are in the background too. Brad, Scott Barton's there too. Daniel's there.
It's all on.
Young and old. Bruce is one of our oldest ones.
Bruce a little bit slipped there on exit.
Bruce is one of our oldest ones, but he's going to be leading the field even across the line. Down to the last corner. Oh, he's really holding him off. Moving, zigging, zagging, diving, ducking. Look at this. On board with Steve, the cockpit cam. Great shot from here, from inside the cockpit. The Dollar General on the outside. Oh, there's almost contact to turn 1. He's going to be up the inside. Oh, he's still in the inside. He's still there. Bruce is just being an animal. He's being a shark.
Steve's got a great run on him though this time.
No, on the outside. Look at this. How's this for action? Bruce is still up the inside.
Oh, he's gone deep, and Bruce is up the inside.
No contact. This is great racing. This is not even halfway. We're not even close.
What it is doing is it's keeping everyone in it because we got the front battling, and look at all these cars. Matty Jones now up into P5, so he's been our big mover so far to steadily carving his way through the field. But wow,
how's that? How's that for action? That's almost GT3 action. Look at the cam from Brad. We go back to Daniel. Daniel's, there's not much behind, there's quite a bit behind Daniel. Matthew, I think that's Matthew Jones behind you. Yes, it is. Big old Matty Jones coming through the field.
Christopher Bleakley's back up into P9, so he's made a good recovery after getting caught up in the incident there on lap 1. Timothy Schmallenberg in P8. Andrew Lydon has just gone up the inside of Scotty Bargin there in the background. So I have to see if he can make that.
Bruce White just got the fastest lap. We're going to have to go on board with Bruce White. Look how close they are on the timing.
Oh. And Bradley Hudson trying to go around the outside of Daniel Byrne there as well. He's going to be careful if you get run out of room there. But so far these guys have been really respectful, giving each other plenty of room and distance.
Look at Steve on the outside of White there. Bruce, he's going to hold it side by side, lock up in the front.
And that is Stephen that's looped around. He's kept it out of the wall, but that's going to cost him a ton of positions.
Bruce is going to run away with this with 8-10.
Oh, is that the other JWM's gone wide? Was that Bradley? Oh no.
That was Brad and Steve.
Yeah, both JWM machines going wide there within 2 corners. That's horrible.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. Now it's Bruce White leading the field. Now DSL Welding Service replay.
So let's have a look. So they both locked up.
Both locked up.
You can see there, Steve's just got a nice exit, tried to get down the power early, and the car's just still been rotating that little bit. And look at that, he's had to let pretty much all of them through. But a nice safe rejoin there. So, is that another?
No, that's still replay.
Oh,
yeah,
so
no.
he's just run a
Any
bit
contact
wide.
with the wall. Oh, he slightly tapped it.
Might get away with that.
It's no Bathurst, no walls, so it's only tyre walls.
Oh, boys, thank you very much for the entertainment. JWN boys there with Brad and Jeff. We know you boys are racing hard then. You know, mistakes happen, but, you know, awesome entertainment, boys. You're pushing hard. And now we've got Bruce White trying to hold a third challenger in Daniel Byrne. Big
Look at the lock.
Brucey.
Huge old lock up into the hairpin. Now he's going to leave the field. Daniel's right behind him. It doesn't take much to make a mistake. Only 4/10s. Doesn't take much. Up to the top of the hill. Everyone's kind of close, so this will make it interesting for you. That's a bit of a mistake. Matthew Jones is there too. So the mistakes, you have to have none right now. It's got to be clean. It's got to be quick. It's got to be fast.
I was going to talk about who's having a good race, and Matty Jones is up 7 positions at the moment.
Oh, it's crazy.
Which is great. But then we've got to remember that at the moment, Bruce White is up 20 positions. Daniel Byrne is up 18 positions in P1 and P2. So they're our big gainers at the moment. But it's not going to be long. Matty Jones putting the pressure on. Oh, is that up the inside? I think Daniel Byrne looking to try and go up the inside of Bruce White. I saw there up the front. The battle is on up front, and he's got it done. Bruce is going to try and come back to him, see if he can get up the inside.
So Bruce is going to have a look up the hairpin. This is where the passing opportunities. We've been saying it all night.
Well, it looks like the toe. There's quite a couple of toes you can get around here in the F3, and it seems to be just giving you a chance. Your opponent can get by you, but then the next lap you're going to have to deal with him in the toe. Bruce going deep.
Lock up.
Avoided contact there. Oh, look at Daniel sliding it on the exit too there. Oh, as these boys are pushing hard. It is a 40-minute race, our feature race tonight. Sorry, I thought it was the 30. We are about 16 minutes into this race. And again, guys, remember it is all thanks to DSL Welding Services and our round 4 sponsor, Warren & Brown Tools. Awesome to have you guys with us. And, you know, these guys here giving us these great action on track. Connor?
Yeah, mate, it's hectic, isn't it? It's just crazy. It's what we want. Matthew Jones on the back of it. Oh, Matty Jones. There's too many names for him. Matt Jones leading, not leading, but he's going to be on. He's going to be on the charge to lead the race. He's I told you about a mistake. Look at these two wide. This is going to lose him some time. Bruce White up the inside. The oldie going up the inside. Now he's made the pass.
On the outside.
Bruce White's one of our oldest ones, though, in the SRW. And
that
look how
toe
good
down the straight is significant. It's crazy. They're all getting a slingshot out of that toe. Yeah, well, it's been going on. You know, they seem you can get a run down the straight into T1 and T2.
Look at this. Look at this. Up the inside.
In a part of this as well. That's Andrew Lyden, the other Kittens racing machine coming on the back. So we might be able to put a couple of pussycats together here to get their claws out. But at the moment, it's Daniel Byrne holding off Matty Jones, P2, P3, and Bruce White doing a great job holding both of them off in P1 at the moment.
Yeah, look at this, like just battling hard. Bruce White just knowing what he's doing, but he knows he can't make a mistake, and he's already made a few. Matty Jones making a bit of a move up Daniel.
Matty just lucky not to lose his nose then. He went about as deep as he could without a picky look. But he's got the inside run here on Daniel now. But you can go 2 abreast here. And
he'll be on the outside now.
What's going to be? It's a draft, I think, here.
Yeah, it is. On the outside, Matty Jones. get the run. But he's on the outside, but he'll be on the inside.
Oh, look at this.
Matty
And
Jones still there.
Daniel
Might make a time.
Maybe get up the inside. He's gonna. Can he hold it? Daniel
Nice
Byrne
move.
trying to get a drive around the outside, so he's still got good drive on that car, and he's going to hold the inside position coming down into the hairpin. Matty Jones is he's going to
in
put
there
it
too.
inside now.
Crisscross.
He's got it done. Nicely done. Oh, the boys
Bruce
are
is,
pushing super hard here.
Looks
at the
like
moment.
Bruce's brake pedal's pretty light because he keeps locking up everywhere. This is
I think
crazy.
it's just these boys pushing hard, mate, and trying to get the maximum effort out of the car. You can see in the mirrors there, when he comes around the corner, there's just this gaggle of cars behind him, and he just wants to keep seeing them battle. Look at the understeer coming over Licky Heights there.
Oh, that's not understeer. That's commitment. That's commitment. I've done laps
Well,
around.
it is understeer, but he's just driving through it.
Yeah, and that's it. Seriously, because the more throttle you give it, the more downforce you get. And it's the craziest thing. Like, look at this. Flat.
Yeah.
How's that?
Right.
On the straight now.
But again, watch that right-hand mirror there, guys, though. Give us a look at that right-hand mirror, Toddy, if you can, because you can see the car's closing in on him. All right. You get it there. You got it. But yeah, you can see that as they're coming down the straight, you can just see those cars looming big in his mirrors. But they are battling, and it is a privateer, Bruce White. I'm trying to get him to join the performance sim racing teams. He is a mate of mine. He keeps shirking it for some reason.
I mean, maybe
Hop
it might be
Yeah,
a one. He might need a 1.9 on his car, you know, just white and purple.
Get him to your team if you want, buddy.
Oh,
But
mate.
Brucey's a good mate of mine, and he's having fun. Really, he's more of an open wheel racer himself and a GT racer. So he's doing the F3s and the Porsches. I think he missed out on the GTs because it filled really quick. But we can see here Matty Jones is still pushing hard, so it's good pace from Brucey at the moment. When you see Matty Jones locking up and having to drive hard to chase the guy in front, that means the guy in front's doing all right.
Yeah, he's definitely doing all right.
Matty's definitely a weapon in these F3s. Chris Island, having a look back, I think Chris had already used his fast repair in that chaos. So can you see where he's going on the grid at the moment? See here and how much that toe is closing in. So that was what, at least 3 or 4 tenths there that Matty caught up.
Matthew Pignata. Dave and Matthew Pignata having a good battle back there too, as well.
Yeah, so Chris Island is currently in the pits with damage, so he had that first incident. Look at this, 3 abreast, are we going to go 3 wide? Matthew Pignata trying to fight in there, up on the inside of Martin Lofthouse, no, David Gallo I should say. That's Timothy Schmalenberg in front of him and Adrian Loretti. So again, we look around, a couple of kittens involved, and JWM, a couple of them involved in this as well. So awesome to see, and the Alpha Venturi Racing Machine, Matthew Pignata right in the middle where he keeps putting that machine.
Yeah, it's just crazy what they're doing. Matthew Pignata coming over
change at the front. Matty Jones has got past Bruce White at the front as well. So we might try and have a look at a replay of that. We can see that move.
Probably going to have to wait a bit.
For the moment, that's right.
Matthew Pignata making a move up the inside, getting the run.
Timothy's going to have that side draft, and
Bruce White just got P1 again.
Oh, there you go. So it's on for young and old between these guys, and it is all about the draft.
Oh, a bit of dirt kicking up on Matty Jones' car. Bruce White still got the run. Look at this, the old man. Look at him go. The old man's just absolutely killing it. The old shark. I should call him.
He loves it. He loves these things. He's and Matty Jones
Look
on
at
the
this,
inside here.
on the outside.
You'll burn, having a sniff. Brucey trying to stay around the outside here. If he can do that, he'll have the inside for the next corner. Or Matty Jones trying to go around the outside. Can he carry it around? Plenty of room given there from both drivers. That's a great start. And we are 2 abreast on the back section here of Phillip Island, coming around to come up to Lukey Heights. And Matty's got that done. But Bruce isn't giving up here.
Nah, he's still there. Still looking. That's what you want. They're both locked up. Look at them. They're pushing. They're not trail braking. They're stomping on the brake.
Oh, that's it, mate. And, you know, 2 Kittens cars now on the back of this so they can try and work together and help each other out too. And looks like Daniel Berner's got a nice run here on Bruce. But Bruce holding that inside line, but we've seen the car sweep around the outside and hold the inside line for the Great Southern Loop. So, can Daniel do that? No, he's done it. No, Bruce has managed to get in front. Good driving again from both these guys. Plenty of room given, buddy.
Yeah, heaps of room given. Bruce White on the outside now. Got the good run on Matty Jones as well. He's got the slip from Matty, so that's always a good thing. So he doesn't need a cover. That's good. Oh, Daniel right up the inside. No contact. Matty Jones having a lock up. He's looking in his mirror. This is absolutely unbelievable by the guys. Kitten cars. The guy that's came out of nowhere, the old shark, look at him go.
Well, he's right in the middle of this battle and absolutely loving it. I can see Bryce Meddings, your teammate, on the YouTube chat, not happy Jan. So, unfortunately, Bryce got caught up in that big moment and his car's in the pits. So, damaged car, and then probably got caught up in that second lot of damage after the fast repair. So,
well, I didn't have a
fast repair, unfortunately.
Steve Tonkin on the fight back now. He's going to be really trying to reel everyone in now. This is where he needs to gain. He did have a bit of an incident. Timothy Schellenberg in the pits.
Well, it is a 40-minute race, so these guys will have to pit for a little bit of fuel. Definitely hasn't looked like there's been any fuel saving at the front of the grid so far, Connor. They have been hell-bent pushing each other.
Oh, look at this! Bruce White on the outside! Matty Jones wanted a fight. He's got one. Look at him on the inside. No, he's covered him. Good move. Matty Jones is giving him enough room.
Looking up, trying to get inside.
He's scaring him for once. Matty Jones is scared. Look at him. He's moving around. Bruce is putting the car up the inside where Matty doesn't expect it normally. This is SVG versus Cam Waters all over again. He's giving it to him. He's not holding back. This is great racing. Up to the top of the hill. Now they're going to come down the hill. Bruce might get the run out of this corner. Hard on the brakes. Get it stopped. Matty Jones is scared. So does Bruce. He locks up. They both lock up.
Deep then.
Yeah, both went deep. Now they're going to come on the exit. One of the kitten cars has got him. That's Daniel right behind him in the kitten car, the pink and white one. Daniel's having a great run here. Look at this, up the inside. Bruce is covering the outside, but he's got the slip from Matty Jones. This is smart.
Look at how close it's closing in. Look at that.
That's about 2/10 on a straight. That's unbelievable. This is the best racing we've seen for a while in the F3s. Look at this. Oh, he's used a bit of dirt for the amount of road he's using.
I was going to say to you, Connor, this track, I mean, we know how good Phillip Island is, but for the F3s...
On the outside, Daniel. Sorry, Cowie, but I got to cut you off, man. He's on the inside. Now they're side by side, up to the hairpin. Bruce is locked up, covered the outside. Good run. Now he's going to go up the inside, Daniel. Now he's going to be on the outside. Bruce is on the inside. Still following Matty Jones. Matty Jones hasn't even pulled away yet.
Well,
Bruce is still in his slip.
Keep fighting. Matty can see these guys fight, then he can skip away. So Bruce White here holding on for dear life onto P2. But yeah, look, it's great action and great to see. But this track, mate, that draft down the straight just seems to bring everyone back into it again for another lap. So it's just bunching everyone together nicely and giving us this great action. Let's stay on board here and just see how much Daniel's able to close in here. Now remember, Bruce has got a draft in front as well.
No, not anymore. He's got about a second. Matty Jones has got on him. There's Daniel on the inside. This is a good run. He's finally got a good run to get Bruce. Oh, we're going to have to go TV. There we go.
Yeah, he's got through, so that is how strong that tow is, and Matty Jones out to 1.3 second gap at the moment, so perhaps that tow is outside of second. It's a little bit too far.
Yeah, it looks like it. Bruce is just all over the back now. He's going to go up the inside. Look at this. Up the inside. Covering it. Look at this. He's really pushing it near the grass. Really using all that road. Now he's on the outside. Yeah, covered by Daniel. Now he's going to do a crisscross. Look at this. Bruce is up on the inside. Now he's tucked back in. Now he's on the outside. What is going on? Look at this. Bruce on the outside. The old shark.
Well, he holds
Look
his
at him, look at him.
line.
Oh, he's got him. What is... He's going to cover up the inside. No, he's moved. What is going on?
Just great driving, and we're just seeing, you know, that these guys are battling hard. What it is doing is it's giving Matty Jones a chance to check out up front. But, you know, these boys will be grinning ear to ear. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, Connor. That's where you want to be racing. I don't care if I'm running P20. If I'm having battles like that, I'll happily race P20.
That's it. That's it, mate.
Spoon.
Look, now we go back through the field. Darren. Oh, they're still on again. Bruce White and Daniel. Look at this. Christopher Blakely on the outside. On the outside, he's going to cover it.
David
Yeah.
Gallo looking to get that inside move there done on Chris, so he had that run coming down the straight there, and we've seen that the tow is quite powerful. All right, Connor, we're inside the last 10 minutes, mate. I would just maybe take an opportunity just to bring the octaves down a couple of registers, take a couple of deep breaths, get yourself a drink, because we got 10 minutes left, and the action up front has just been frenetic, and as time goes down, we get closer to a
Look at
finish.
this, Brad on the inside. I'm going to take your advice and I'm just going to keep going. Look at this, Brad on the inside. Teammates. Look at that. Just clean racing for the teammates.
Unfortunately, these boys, they were battling up front before that big moment. Had great battle in race number 1, these two. So, yeah, teammates maybe need to work together, but, you know, of course, you know, there's always bragging rights and sheep stations involved when you've got teammates in the same race. So.
Oh, that's it, mate. If Bryce is watching, mate, tell Chris to go faster too. Bruce White is dropping down the field.
Oh,
P6.
what's happened to Brucey? He's at a moment.
Pit lane. They're in pit lane.
Oh,
So
he's pitted. Okay. Oh, well, that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes for him.
Kenton guys, Kenton boys are still out. This is smart from the Kenton boys because they're all in slip. You can actually gain on Bruce. That's a pretty bad idea from Bruce. If he's out of fuel though, he needs to pit.
Well, we've got to pit at some point, and perhaps he was starting to feel a bit. I'm just having a look to see. I don't think he didn't take tyres there. He's only on an 8-second stop for fuel, so definitely no tyres from Bruce.
So Tonkin hasn't pitted, or David Burns. Darren Feet, Darren on screen.
Andrew Lydon pitted much earlier. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get home because I think he pitted with that damage in that lap 1 incident. Daniel Byrne hasn't pitted. Steve Tonkin haven't pitted, so it is Matty Jones. Adrian Loretti pitted lap 1, but that was pretty early. Darren Fahey pitted lap 2. That was very early. Okay, so we got Daniel coming.
Yeah, Daniel in the pits. Steve's in. So let's see if the rest of the field pits. No. It's only one Kitten car in, so that's interesting.
Well, with those guys that did pit on lap 1 or 2, they'll be able to go a little bit longer. That's Stephen Tonkin coming into the pits there as well. You can see the broken centered SimSports machine there at Chris Island. A bit of an unhappy evening for him. Danny Matisic coming in to the pit lane as well for his top up of fuel. So we're going to keep an eye on things to see where things pan out.
He missed his box there. He's got a good.
Oh, I had to reverse back.
Yeah.
Matty Jones, another guy that took advantage of the incident at pit lap 1 and had to pit. So these guys that did pit early to fix their cars have got that extra lap or 2 of fuel.
Yeah.
Does seem to think, you know, in this sort of car, if you're not changing the tyres, then you want to run it as empty as possible and put as little in as possible again. know, there'd be no point filling up halfway through your stint when you're just trying to burn off fuel to get to those.
Let's jump on. Let's go Adrian Loretti, see what he's doing. There's one of them pitted in P2, so he hasn't boxed yet. He's in a good little spot here. This is where you want to be, just in clean air and get some lap times down. But you want some slip though as well.
There's a few laps on the safety car. I mean, it's scheduled for another 9 laps, according to the schedule. But we're inside the last 6 minutes, so we're not going to get 9 laps in. It's more likely going to be 4, maybe 5. So does that open the fuel window for some of these guys?
It was 2 laps. I don't think it's going to get them far unless you save another lap or 2. It's not really going to do much.
If you managed to stay in that train early on and save that fuel for those first few laps of the that restart, it very well could be on the cards. We're going to have to keep an eye on it here. We'll see if these guys run those margins really close. Bruce White has come out in P12 at the moment, so he's got a whole heap of guys that are pitted in front of him. Alright.
Now Scotty Barton, he's been doing really well on a series I've been doing with him.
Well, Scotty Barton, look at that. He's running P8 at the moment, and he's pitted lap 11, so he'd be in a position where he's got enough fuel to get home.
Yeah, he would.
He did have that bent-up car in race number 1, I think, but looks like I think he got caught up in that early incident as well, but finds himself in a not too bad position. When you look at the leader for half of that race, Bruce White, back in P12 at the moment.
Yeah, he's definitely not doing too bad, is he? Not too bad at all, old Scotty Barton.
All right, looks like Jeff Thomas may have been given a black flag there. I did hear something on the radio.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was for contact with car number 3 on lap 22. So it was contact with Danny Matisic. Matthew Pignata also got a black flag for contact on lap 7. So that's why we haven't been talking much about Matty, and he finds himself back in 15th position at the moment. And there we have Jess coming in to serve his drive-through penalty. Alright, so this has been a big shuffle in the leaderboard following those pits there. We've got, at the moment, Daniel Byrne looks to be like the furthest car along that has pitted to make the window. So it really comes down to, has Matty Jones, Adrian Loretti, Darren Fahey and Christopher Blickley, have they saved enough fuel to get home?
Well, we talk about saving fuel for a sec, and Chris hasn't boxed yet, so I don't think he's got enough for 7 laps. I mean,
well, it's not going to go 7 laps, Connor. We're coming up to 3 minutes to go of this race. So
yeah, I reckon they might make it.
So I'm thinking that some of these boys have been paying attention to the time and have gone, hang on, we don't need to put 10 litres in for 3 or 4 laps, because the race is going to be 5 or 6 shorter than it should have been. So that's
well, that's it. So if you've filled up, 2 laps of fuel, maybe in the pit stop, if you're lucky, saved another 2 on the safety car, yeah, you'll make it. Plus a bit of fuel save now, which is legit. Clutch in, brake a little, and then you're all good.
Well, yeah, look, it is going to be interesting, but it certainly looks like these guys are running up front at the moment. Matty Jones, Adrian Loretti, Darren Fahey and Christopher Blickley are all pushing on as if they can make it to the end of this race. So that might be a nice masterstroke. They managed to stay in the tow early on there and save enough fuel to get home.
Yeah, that's it, and it's just save enough fuel to get home, and oh, Christopher Blakely a bit sideways there.
Oh, Thomas Sanderson, something's happened to Thomas there. We missed what happened there, but he was on the radio, so I don't know if there was any contact there. But we are inside the last 2 minutes. No sign of Barney the flagman there. So, alright, so here we're having a look at what happened to Thomas Sanderson. Oh, so is that Thomas Sanderson? Who was that on the outside of him there? Was that Bradley Hudson, was it? Yeah, I think it was Bradley Hudson, so we'll have to see what race control's got to say about that. But back up at the front, it's Christopher Bleakley trying to hold up a fast charging Daniel Byrne.
This on the outside, Daniel. On the outside, Christopher Bleakley, the big boss up the inside. I know both the boys are watching the stream, by the way, so I'm saying hi. Keep driving, Chris. Go fast.
Well, he should be watching the road in front of him, Chris, not watching the stream.
Oh, no, I know Bryce is watching, plus Bryce has a big mouth. So I know they're talking. Keep going, Chris.
Steve Tompkins had an off in the back there on SDK. Matthew Pignard has had it off as well, but those guys are well back down the pecking order. This is where the action is at the moment.
Right, this will be last lap, I reckon. So if Chris can hold this off, that's P4. That wouldn't be bad.
Keep an eye out for Barney, the flag man, to see if he's waving that white curtain or white sheet. It's not a surrender flag. It is a 1 lap to go. And there we see Barney waving away. And here it is, Christopher Bleakley trying to hold up the inside as Daniel Byrne looking for any way around him. Andrew Lydon in the back waiting to pick up the scraps if he can get close enough.
Look at this, Christopher Bleakley on the outside. He needs that grip out there. He's going to try and find it. He's tucked back in. Nice driving by them. Now they're going to go on the back straight. This is where you really need to defend. So Chris will hold that inside line.
Inside, yeah. Nice
hold
call.
that inside so he just can defend off him. Right, look at Chris. Oh, bit of a lock-up. Got Daniel a bit scared there. Chris is really pushing. Keep going, mate. This is what... Holding off 2 kitten cars is hard. He doesn't have any teammates out there. He doesn't have Matt, Braden, Jake, myself. No one out there. Just him. Up the top of the hill.
And he's got the kittens have got claws out and they're scratching at the back of that.
Look at this on the top of the hill, down the hill. Look at this, good defending by both. One's locked up, 2's locked up. Onto the back straight. Chris might have this. He's got the run. Christopher Bleakley got P4.
And in the background it is Matty Jones who has been our race 2 winner tonight here for the F3s. Adrian Loretti picking up a surprise P2. We've barely talked about Adrian all night. And he's managed to fuel save his way to the podium. Darren Fahey, another one of the Kittens machines up on the podium as well. So those guys have played a master stroke. Daniel got Chris coming over the line. Oh no, can we have a quick look at that? Take us back to that, Toddy, because that was your team boss fighting tooth and nail.
That's the best racing we've seen for a while from older boss man. Look at this.
And you're stuck it up the inside. This is that last lap. Yep, so we're going to go, let's follow this a bit further. This was the battle on the last lap. Alright, we'll keep following it, because we are coming right to the end. Chris is on the radio saying how much he enjoyed that race, so you might have a team boss grinning ear to ear, Connor.
Yeah.
Right, here it is here, so let's have a look. So we saw here that he managed to hold off Daniel to this point. It was about here where we had to break away to try and catch the leaders as they went across the line. So what's happened? Chris is it just the toe?
Yeah, it's the toe.
He's just timed it perfectly with a great run.
Yeah, he's timed out. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
And he's just got him. How much is in that?
Ladies and gentlemen, if that's on a race, I don't know what it is. Look at that.
Look at
3 across the line.
But the only
Daniel's
problem
just
is
got him by a hair, a whisker.
The only problem with that shot it was P2, P3, P4.
I know.
P1 decided to check out earlier, though we did see a great battle early on. Matty Jones, didn't have it all his own way tonight, Toddy. We saw Bruce White taking it to him there for a while. We also saw Brad Hudson and Jeff Thomas were taking it to him in that first race. Daniel Byrne was right in the hunt there as well. So just some great racing up and down the field. Adrian Loretti and Darren Fahey. Sleeper strategy. And it read the fuel perfectly, managed to save enough to get home. And in these sort of longer 40-minute races, they have just worked it beautifully. Look at that. All right, well, we have P2, 1 and 2 in the green room at the moment. Just waiting to see if we can grab Darren Fahey here. Is that Matty Jones trying to do a burnout and decided to just kiss the fence while he was at it? Oh, there we have Darren Fahey. He has just jumped into the room. So let's bring home our P3 finisher tonight. Darren Fahey for Kittens Motorsport. Mate, you've blown the motor by the looks of it, buddy. I know, small burnouts. Darren, fuel saving, was that on the cards? You suspect it was on the cards right from the word go, or did you have to do some aggressive fuel saving in the middle?
Nah, I pitted, so I got killed. Oh, hang on, I can't remember.
You pitted early. Yep.
Yeah, I pitted early, and took fuel, no tyres, and so I had full tank all the way.
If gave you enough to get home, we thought maybe those couple of extra laps under the safety car is what brought it home. We saw a couple of guys there go in at the end. Maybe they blinked and they could have made it too.
Yeah, I finished. So I went full tank and had 9 litres left. So I don't think you could finish without a pit.
Right, so you had to do a pit, but you just had the opportunity to top it up there after the damage early on. And so were you a bit surprised that maybe everyone else didn't come in back then as well?
No, because full tank in this car, you're really slow. So I thought I took the fuel, and I thought I'm just gonna rule my race by carrying 40 odd litres. So I guess people are expecting more safety cars.
Well, it seemed to turn out to be a masterful strategy, mate. Did you get involved in many battles in there? We didn't get to see a lot of you and Adrian tonight because the battles were all happening all around you. And you end up, buddy, sneaking your way onto the podium.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got it wasn't strategy in the second race. I got punted, so that forced my pit. And I got lucky, I guess. But I'm unlucky because I got punted. But
Were you battling hard with anyone there towards the end of that race or towards the middle of it?
No, I had a good battle with Adam Simpson, race 1, but no, it was a pretty clean race 2, I think.
We saw you had a pretty poor qualifying for race 1, and you sort of fought your way through the pack to, be a bit closer up the front for race 2, and then you get caught up in it. But, mate, you find yourself on the podium again, buddy. We get to hear from the Kittens. Thanks very much for your dirt tonight, and how's the broken finger going?
Yeah, man, it's sore. Yeah, I came home Friday night and I was like, oh, I should go to a hospital. Missus telling me off, and I just said, nah, I'm just going to sink piss and stare at my black thumb. I'll send a picture through on Discord. Not thumb, black.
So is it a sim racing injury or?
Nah, it's work.
It's a work related one.
Squashed at work.
Oh no. Well, you can send me through the picture. I don't think we'll show it on the broadcast because it might be a bit gory for some people. But Darren, once again, Kittens in there. Now, do you want a spruiker, or do you just want me to bring Adrian in and you can make him do all the work for your spot?
No, I'll always thank the missus. I'll thank Leanne and my daughter. She'll watch it back. So, Leanne and Harper, and thanks to Kittens. I should have Kittens, AML Tech, and Driver 808.
I heard your hand go on your head trying to think of the sponsors, mate. I feel like that every 5 seconds, but yeah. Well done, brother. I don't think you could have had a better drive. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't want to say my missus and my daughter in the same breath as Kittens.
Hey, mate, if they're there, they're there.
It just so
you know?
happens
So
I
what,
brought Adrian into the room at the right time, so he's got a perfect opportunity to critique your sponsor spiel there. But perhaps he wants to talk about his race as well. Adrian, you're a sleeping assassin as well, buddy. Caught up in the mess. Pit early, fill it up, and make it home.
Yeah, it was, got very lucky with the pit, but just enough fuel to get, well, more than enough fuel to get home. It was pretty heavy for that second race, but yeah, it was.
Did it make it hard to battle out there? Did you find yourselves right in the thick of it? Because there's a fair bit happening around you boys.
There was a lot happening, so I avoided quite a few incidents. Luckily, I got punted at the first safety car. And then I just went in the pit. I saw Matty went in there, so I jumped in there as well and filled it up. And
well,
yeah,
as a master strategies, you find yourself on the podium. A couple of kittens scratching at the podium posts once again, buddy. Look, I know a few of the other boys had some interesting races out there tonight. How was the camaraderie? How was the radio during that race with the team getting fairly agitated, or was it calm and collected?
There was a bit of swearing in that first. there was a lot of swearing actually, but that was all right. It was all good. A few names were thrown out there, but no, all good.
You got anything you want to say to the boys, Connors? Because I've sort of hijacked the interview again, buddy.
No, I was just going to say with that first incident, man, I can imagine just the fury you were going through basically, and the coming back from that is just mega drive, man. I mean, I've done that a few times, hit someone, then I didn't hit anyone, but of course, drivers kind of thing.
You had nowhere to go anyway, Adrian. So
yeah, but what a drive, man.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was just me taking it out. Then when I turned, I saw cars everywhere. So
at least it's not one. That's always a good thing.
I was like, it'll be good to watch that back.
Yeah, it was really good, man. Hopefully, enjoy your stream watching it back. Who would you like to thank, Mark? Who would you like to thank,
forget anyone there? Do you need to correct him on camera?
His family. He never mentions them, does he, in Queensland?
Ooh. You trying to call him out? I was giving him the opportunity to call you out, Darren.
Oh well, I'd like to say hello to my family in Queensland. And then I'll say hello to Leanne and Harper as well for Darren. And then obviously Kittens, AML Technology, and then Driver 808 on YouTube. And my kids, Daniela and Michael.
Awesome, boys. Well, we love having the kittens on board. We'll now bring Matty Jones down into the broadcast room. Buddy, another P1 for you. Didn't have it all your own way, but you always knew those boys were going to have to pit, or it was just about fighting with Bruce and Daniel there and loving it and enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it was a good time, but I definitely knew that they would have to stop inevitably. But I felt I definitely had the pace once I got in front of them that I could sort of check out a little bit. But I actually didn't do any fuel calculations before this race. So when I did that early pit stop, I just filled it, which turned out to be about 20 litres too much. So the car was actually quite heavy there.
Well, we did end up going a few laps short there as well because of the safety car, but it was the master strategy again. But we're just having a bit of a look here at the battle you were having with Bruce White. He didn't want to give it up there, man. He was fighting you hard.
Yeah, no. Credit to Bruce. He was keeping the nose in there all the time, and I think there was one lap pretty well. We went side by side the whole time. So it was good. It was good racing, but unfortunately, at that stage, he was already sort of 30 seconds back because he had to transit the pit lane. So,
definitely talking about the F3s for a sec, but I just want to quickly jump across because I know you just did the Pro Invitational, mate, and your team. And how'd you go on that?
Personally, I had a shocker. No, so Todd Hayne and I, we tackled the Sandown 500. We were on for about a P13 finish, which would have been absolutely phenomenal, and I actually managed to crash the car with about 4 laps to go. So.
Oh no! How'd you get? I'm sorry, but how'd you crash at Sandown? There's quite a bit of runoff.
There's walls, mate.
Yeah,
There are
so
walls.
on the exit of turn 1, I got up on the curb and
Fired into the wall.
it was a very let's call it a prototypical setup. Very fast, but definitely had to drive it on the very edge of death all the time, and
That's
about 80 laps was about all I had to give, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's it. Cause I wanted to kind of note that, man, because like to just be in the pro invitational, man, it's just an honour. Hopefully, I'll be in
absolutely.
there.
Yeah, no, I was I was very surprised to get the call up. To be honest, Supercars certainly not my my personal favourite. Probably not my best car. I'm more of a
You're fast in it. You're fast in it. No, that's the problem.
yeah.
Disgustingly fast, matey. Yeah, disgustingly fast.
At times, but no, at Bathurst, unfortunately, we were just outclassed. It was an uphill battle, but a good learning experience, and we learnt sort of a lot about the car and what you need to do to be fast. So I hope myself and the team, I hope we all we took a lot away from it. So
That's it, man.
Even the F3s here, buddy, we were seeing that toe was pretty strong down the main straightaway there.
Oh, the toe is massive. I was saying to Chris in the chat early on in qualifying, I said get a toe because it's worth 3 or 4 tenths. It's huge if you can get a good pull along, and I managed to slot in behind Adrian Loretti there for my fastest lap, and
You're welcome.
Thanks very much, mate. But yeah, realistically, that lap, I think it was a 22.1. Without the toe, it probably would have been a 22.4 or 5. So it may not have had me off the front. So no, it was just
close. That quali was close there. There was there was only a few tenths separating the sort of top 8 cars. So yeah, when it comes down to a toe, but we could just see it in the race, and we saw. Was it when Daniel was in that battle with you? When he was back, he was getting a double toe.
Yeah.
Philip Island in the F3s. Have you done many laps in this car around here?
Yeah. It's a favourite of mine, to be honest.
I was just going to say that because if you haven't, this seems to be like a track that's really suited for these cars, and that was some excellent racing tonight across the board.
Yep. No, I think in the open setup category, like in the official category, I'm top 10 fastest race lap of any Australian. So
So you like this place, okay?
I've definitely had good success here. But it's a different style of racing at Phillip Island in the F3. It's not about trying to outbrake somebody. It's not about trying to get better corner exits than anybody. It's about staying in that toe and just trying to be patient and smart about where you're going to end up. Not about where you can get at the next corner, but where you're going to end up at the end of the race.
Yeah, definitely. You talk about that, man, and obviously everyone's done so many laps around here, and even when you gloss over to the supercars, it's always just about setting up the car and just getting your perfect, braking and just getting the corner done and efficiently. And we saw Bruce White and yourself, and it was just back and forth the whole way. It just didn't stop. My voice was gone. So thanks for that. Thanks for that, mate. New voice box would be, mate. That'd be good. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Who would you like to thank for sponsors, mate?
So obviously all the lads at Send It Sim Sports. Everybody was always working hard to go faster, and shout out to Chris. He had plenty of pace tonight, but just come a bit of a cropper with a penalty and a bit of bad luck with a few little racing deals. But Precision Performance Shop, ProServe Finance, Sydney Computers, AJ Insurance Services, Transform Media, and Pixel Blocks.
Nice, man. I think you can end that on a good note and just come away from it as a win, and well done, man.
Yep, no worries. Thanks very much, boys. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
mate.
Well, once again, it's been a cracker of a night here at Sim Racing World TV. We had a banger race with the TCRs around a shortened Winton club circuit. and then we came to Phillip Island to watch the F3s tear up a track that just brought some great racing tonight, and I'm sure we'll look forward to this one across all the series on the calendar. But as far as SRW TV goes, guys, that will bring us to the end of tonight's broadcast. As always, if you are enjoying the content, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the action moving forward. On behalf of the management and broadcast team here at SRW TV, we've got Connor, Pixie Nixon on comms, Chef Toddy behind the scenes. This is Cowie, your average sim racer, signing off, saying good night, and we look forward to seeing you next time on SRW TV.